One word, 4 letters. Yeats. What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Big Keys. Welcome to season 5 of Wrasslin Talk Radio. Hold on, let's get the studio audience in. All right, that's enough. Woo! All right, I'm overly hyped. Sorry. Anyways, y'all. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? It's your boy Big Keys, host of Wrasslin Talk Radio. Your host for everything and anything wrestling. Like I said, welcome to season 5. This is not the anniversary show. I'm just get out the way right now. I know I said when I posted the thing about the anniversary show, it was going to be on June 19th. It's not. Sorry, life happened. A lot happened last week, so we didn't do that. We're going to do the anniversary show at a later date. Once I get my homeboys on here, we're going to do that because I have to have them on the anniversary show. They've been with me since day one, so I have to have them on the anniversary show. But we will do the anniversary show at a later date. So, anyway, we're just going to start off with a new season, season 5. Basically, season 5 because this is the 5th year anniversary of Wrasslin Talk Radio. I thank y'all who have been with me since day one. When y'all know the first show I did was a shitty episode where the camera kept going back and forth between speakers. Yeah, we shut that down. I got new equipment. We just started from scratch. And we've been knocking these out ever since. So, anyways, as always, make sure y'all subscribe to this YouTube channel so y'all can get likes, notifications of when we go live when I post content to the page. Also, make sure y'all follow us on Facebook, like that Facebook page. Like us on Instagram, follow us on X, where I keep everything updated with the latest in wrestling talk. So, well, not wrestling talk, but wrestling news. So if you missed the episode of Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, Collision, I usually go up there. I'll post the highlights. I'll post everything that happened on the show, but I'll point the key highlights, what happened. So that way, you ain't got to sit there and scroll through all of them. So you'll just get the gist of what happened. So make sure, and then also if there's any breaking news or injury releases, check that page. I try to keep it updated as often as possible. As soon as I get some kind of alert or anything like that. So make sure y'all check out that page. Shout out to my homeboy Fuego Beats. He has his What the Fuego. I got it, yo. Fuego, I'm gonna holler at you because it's been a minute. We got to do a show, dog. It's been a minute, bro. It has been a minute since we did a show. So I got to get with you on that. Shout out to my homeboy Sean, your boxing fix. If you're a boxing fan, y'all have to go like his page. My homeboy is doing big things. My homeboy is getting credentials to boxing matches. I like one here over in Virginia Beach, Virginia. They had the, I think it was Spence fight. I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I apologize if not. Sorry. We had a little incident. I think he did cover that. I think he talked about it on his show or whatever. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. Sean has been on the show before. Shout out to you, Sean. We got to get you back on. The dudes, we definitely loved your energy when you was on here before. So definitely check him out. Also, shout out to Holly Street Boys podcast. My boys Dietrich, Trevor, all them over there. I think they just started a new season. DJ Domino, who has that monster mix. Y'all got to check him out. Sorry, Dietrich. I see the message you sent me on Facebook, and I opened them. I apologize. I have a lot of things going on. But anyways, it's been crazy. But I know we ain't done a show in a minute, and I apologize. Life has been lifing. But here we are. We're going to try to roll these out a little bit more often now. I promise y'all. I apologize. Like I said, life has been lifing and everything. I had been in Charlotte 2 weeks ago visiting my nephews for their birthdays. My nephew just turned 30. Shout out to Cameron. Also, shout out to his son, Kylan, who just turned 1. Yes, I was there celebrating with all of them. Had a great time. So always good to see the family, get a break away from life. And but yeah, we're gonna be back trying to get all these episodes knocked out. But like I said, the 5-year anniversary show is coming. It's gonna be coming. I'm not gonna say what date it's gonna come. I'll let y'all know. We gotta get with my constituents, and we'll get that. Chris is gonna actually be coming on later. I don't know what time he's gonna be coming on, but Chris will definitely be coming on the show to chop it up with us. Also, shout out to my boy Lucas. Shout out to my homeboy Ricky, aka Fella. Ricky has been also been. He comes on the show occasionally. He drops that New Japan wrestling knowledge on us, and I'm thankful for that, man. So thank you, Ricky, for dropping that knowledge on us. So shout out to all the boys and everything like that, man. But on this episode, we're gonna get caught up. We're gonna talk about everything that's going on right now in the wrestling world. But I got a special guest. Let me tell y'all something. So I think it was last year. I have a coworker of mine who told me, I always be talking about my podcast at work and everything. So, shout out to your boy. Got a promotion today too. Let's go. That's why I'm hyped today. I got a promotion. So that means extra bread. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Cause I ain't gonna make bread. Y'all need to know where I work at though. Anyways, so that's none of your business. Anyways, I was just joking. I got a little promotion and everything. So, I'm giving myself a little hype today. But anyways, my coworker who also got a promotion today as well and everything, she told me about I told her I host a podcast. She says, hey, my husband he has a podcast too. Him and his homeboy have a podcast. I said, well, send me the link. I want to hear about it. I send the link, everything. I give them a shout out and everything. I appeared on one of their shows. I was like, I need y'all to come on my show. I'm always in the comment section and commenting on things about this show. And then finally, I got one half on my show. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring one half of the Two Fat Guys podcast on my show right now. Danny, tell the people hello, man. We'll tell the people hello, man. Welcome to the show, man. We gotta give hold on. We gotta give them the round of applause, man. Hold on.
Thank you. You're far too kind. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me.
I like that.
What's going on? It's your guy Dan Jones, one half of the best tag team in the world podcast, Two Fat Guys podcast. We're here basically talking about the pop culture and anything that's dealing with wrestling, pop culture, hip hop, society, anything you name it that has a heartbeat or it affects life situations, we got you. We're working on some more stuff right now, and currently we're in our 4th episode of season 3. It's getting live.
Hey, y'all gotta check out this show, man. They talk about everything, man. It's like when I found that they talk, and and shout out. All right, I'm not gonna make before I say this comment. I'm not making this a race thing. So, but I'm glad to see my brothers. African Americans have a podcast, and I'm one of those people. No matter what podcast, I always show love for podcast. I'm not trying to put my show better than anybody else's or their show better than anybody else's. It's all love. And everything. That's why we've been trying to do this collaboration for a minute, and I'm glad I was able to get Danny on my show today. I love their podcast, man, because I love how they got the guests, the moderator, and everything like that. I'll be sitting there week. I love their show. Y'all gotta check out their show, man. It's definitely dope, man.
Well, we call it shenanigans, Ricky. You never know what's going to happen on this show.
You never know what happens on their show, man. So I was on their show. Was it last Saturday?
Yeah, last Saturday.
We were chopping up about NXT Black and Gold, man. I definitely had a good time. I bet I'm in the comment section of their show all the time, and it's like I'm just in a place where I can't get on the show, but I'm always in the comments laying, putting my comments in there, and I'm like, man, I want to be on the show. So this past Saturday, I had an opportunity. I was like, you know what? I got some time on my hands. Let's do it. So I was like, let me go ahead and get on their show this Saturday, man. So, but hey, man, thank you for coming on, man. I'm glad to have you on the show, man. We about to chop it up because I know you came to me about a topic and everything you want to discuss. So we're going to get into that. And I was like, you know what? I got an open forum. Let's go ahead and do it. I said, I got time on my hands. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and knock this out. Because I said, we got a lot to talk about and everything. So, as y'all know,
definitely one that got on my nerves this week.
See what?
That's definitely one of the ones that got on my nerves this week. I was like,
I think it got on a lot of people's nerves, man. But yeah, we're gonna get to that in a minute. But
all right.
This Saturday, as y'all know, we got a pay-per-view coming up. We got the WWE Night of Champions. Now, I know y'all been watching what everything's been going on in the world and everything, and everything going on in Iran and Israel and missiles being launched over here, missiles being launched over there, and this and that, and everybody was like, well, they shouldn't go over there. But guess what? They're over there.
Sure.
They're over there. Yeah, they're over there. So the show was going on, and I was like, I don't think they were going to really be affected by everything that's going on over there. But yeah, they're over there. So, but yeah, the Night of Champions is coming up on Saturday. Now it's at 1:00. So of course they're overseas. So of course it's going to be 1:00 in the afternoon, 8:00 at night over there. So 1:00 in the afternoon. I kind of like the daytime pay-per-views. You know, I can dig that. I
Give
like
me more time after it's over. You can go out and get something to eat and have a good time.
exactly. It's like you ain't got to be like watching an AEW pay per view until like 3 o'clock in the morning. And yo, I swear, yo, they pay per views don't go off until like 2 in the morning. It'd be like on match 5, and match 5 is like at 11 o'clock, and they still got like 9 more matches to go.
As a matter of fact, remember when they first did their pay per views? I took the family to the movie theater watching. They were doing a show in the movie theater. So I said, "Hey, who can watch it? Who ever watched wrestling on a 300-foot screen? Let's do this. Go and watch it." Mind you, the show started at 8:15. By the time I realized, I look at my watch, I was like, "Bro, it's 1:45, and I'm still in."
Yo, them show, yo, that's the we'll get into that. We'll get into that. We'll definitely get into that. But anyway, so Night of Champions. The strange thing about Night of Champions is that it originally is supposed to be it's a pay per view called Night of Champions. Not too many titles are on the line. They literally is just looking at the card right now. I'm bringing up the card as I speak. Hold on, let's see here. Literally, they only have 2 matches are for the titles. I'm not a fan of that. Like, why have a show called Night of Champions? That's like the old school. Like, I mean, not old school, but like you have a pay per view called Hell in a Cell, but there's only one in the Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, I still hate that to this day. Like, if you're gonna do the whole, they gonna name the show Hell in a Cell. I want every match to be in the cage.
I want every match to be inside Hell in a Cell. That's what
Every
I don't
match.
get.
That's
why I don't get the concept. It's like, what? Anyways, that's
but it was like, don't know what you said with WC. Remember when WCW did Clash of the Champions?
Every title was on the line.
Every title was on the line. If it wasn't on the line, I was just beating you for bragging rights. Like, I could have took your belt yesterday.
If you're gonna call a pay per view Clash of Champions, you need to. I mean, Night of Champions. Damn, you had me thinking of it when you said it. That's what came to my head. Man, if you're gonna have a show called Night of Champions, why is not every title being defended? That's why I don't get it. It should be the United States. Well, they are defending that. We'll get to that in a minute. But every title should be on the line.
It should be represented.
Yeah, I'm like, don't call it a show if you're not gonna. I mean, but you know what? I don't work for WWE. I don't do any of the writing. I'm a fan. I just watch. I'm just, to me, in my opinion, if you're gonna call a show Night of Champions, every title. But anyways, let me go over the card. They got 6 matches. From what I know as of right now, nothing's being added as of right now. I think this is pretty much going to be the card. And I think with the Triple H era, all of his pay-per-views, other than like WrestleMania and everything like that, are all like probably like 5 to 6 match shows. So, and it's like, actually it's not been doing. Only problem is I didn't like Backlash. That was one of the weaker ones they had. I wouldn't like back. It's just, I understand you're doing like 5 to 6 matches, which is fine. But at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, if you're gonna do 5 to 6 matches, is every match getting like quality time? So it's just something to think about going forward.
Were they in Paris for that one, or were they in France?
No, this one for Backlash was in Missouri. They had that one in Missouri. Last year they were in France. That crowd was lit. That crowd, me and Lucas were always talking about that show. Yeah, that crowd was lit. But yeah,
that got America real tight now.
Yeah, because they got mad because the European, it's sad. European crowds are much better than American crowds because
they don't see us like that every day.
Exactly.
How often do you get to see Randy Orton walk down to the aisle? Like, this is the 15-time champion. Like,
they were singing his theme song, and then the Cody Rhodes chant. They were over here. They were over in Germany or something like that for like what 3 or 4 weeks.
They were about a month.
Yeah, they were like they were over there for like a month. But yo, I'm telling you right now, every crowd was lit over there. Every crowd over there was lit. I enjoyed I was like, yo, these crowd. The Cody Rhodes. I was like, yo, these fans are lit. I was like, yo, I need to go to a Euro show.
But then now you look at it, it's like America set back. Like, you got to realize that we're spoiled.
Yeah,
we get to see them all the time. They walk up through the neighborhoods like, nah, bro, they going overseas, getting the European bread. Like Cody Rhodes walking down the street eating a baguette. He gets suplexed the night later and be like, yo, it's a dream come true for them. But for us, it's a Monday.
Exactly. We're spoiled. We're spoiled, and
Right.
that's the era that we live in. It's like, and this thing about it is that they appreciate it more than we do because, like you said, it's a rare that we come over there. It's a rare. It's like we only come over there probably about once or twice a year, like a couple of times a year, and then we're
Mm-hmm.
gone and we're back in the United States. So when that crowd gets over there, that's why the crowd is always like the crowd in France, the crowd in Puerto Rico. That's why they were so lit when we came over
Mm-hmm.
there because they were like, this is our chance to shine. Like, hey, all right, this is our chance. We're gonna be loud as hell when they come over here. So it's just you can definitely tell the difference with the crowd, and that's why I said it's the day is coming. They're gonna get a WrestleMania. They're gonna get one. And like I think Saudi Arabia is actually getting Royal Rumble next year.
Yeah, they're getting one next year. What I want them to do. I would not mind seeing a WrestleMania in London,
It's coming.
like what they did with what was it, the British Bulldog and Bray had the SummerSlam.
Yeah, it's coming. I think
Yeah,
they're. I think after a while they are going to end up getting a Royal Rumble over there in London. Overseas. I think they're going to do a WrestleMania over in. It just the time difference is going to be a pain in the ass. That's the problem.
I got a what if for you.
Well,
What
go ahead.
if now? Think about this before you say anything. Think about it. You know I bring my shenanigans with me, so I'm gonna bring you one.
Okay.
What if SmackDown and Raw was seasonal?
Like as far as explain it.
Like Raw be it'll come on for 6 months and be off the next 6 months, and let SmackDown take over for the next 6 months. Then when they come back on like
Problem
some
with that. Problem with that is you're gonna have wrestlers that are just SmackDown stars, and then you got Raw that just Raw stars. So you're not gonna see like Raw stars for 6 months. And, people. And I was watching the documentary on Peacock when they split the brands, and a lot of people when they were growing up watching, they talk about, well, we ain't gonna see like, hey, I'm not gonna see my stars almost every night. I'm not gonna see my favorite superstar. I gotta wait till Friday night to see my favorite superstar or anything like that. I was a fan of both products, but growing up, when I was watching like in 2004 when they did the brand split, I was more of a SmackDown fan than I was Raw.
because SmackDown was like SmackDown is always gonna be compared to like the little brother. That's the most exciting one because they looking at the big brother like, yo, nah, I ain't gotta do that to get top dollar. I can do this, I can do that the same way you doing it, but better than you.
Yeah, but SmackDown, you had Edge, Kurt Angle, Rey
Mhm.
Mysterio. So they put on and Edge put on some classic matches with Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle. You saw these guys that were basically hitting on Raw, got a chance to shine on SmackDown. So it was much of appreciation. So if you put them on rest periods for like 6 months or whatever and everything like that, it's not. People are gonna be like, well, we're gonna be, and it's gonna be like, I'm tired of seeing the same thing for 6 months. So it's like, that's why it's good to
Well,
keep.
true. But picture, back in the day, we only had what Saturday night main event.
Bro, don't remind me of only having one.
We
Like
had one, and it came
this
on
is
like once every 3 months. We really couldn't watch it till it came on like a pay per view.
yeah, and then my whole thing is, but people complain about the AEW. I'm like, be thankful we have this much wrestling
Absolutely.
because growing up, we only had WWE to watch. Like there
Mhm.
was no and plus maybe a lot of and I can't speak for everybody and everything, but I only had access to like maybe WWE, and then I saw a little bit of WCW come on. So we only had pretty much two companies. Now you got WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan. You got so much wrestling. Like imagine just having a podcast and you just talk WWE and that's it. It's gonna be boring. And just you only had one. You go back to like 1993 where you had Monday Night Raw. That's it.
That's it.
So you only had a podcast to talk about a Raw was only 1 hour.
Right. I got one better for you. Remember when the pay per view is like $30 a month? You were looking
And
at the book and see that one pay per view would come on January 25th, and you realize it's January 1st.
shout out to my
You got
pops.
26 days to realize what am I going to do for wrestling. And then
Shout
when
out
the
to my
Royal Rumble came on, it made it more extra exciting. Like, oh damn,
bro. Going to movie time. when I was a kid, bro, I'm having flashback memories, dog. Going back to movie time and getting the VHS tape and go Friday night getting pizza, getting a VHS and going home, popping in the VCR and watching Coliseum Home Video, bro. Bruh, let me tell you something. No bills. In school the next day. You can rewind and watch it again. It was the bro. Let me tell you, that was the best era ever. Y'all young kids, do not Google Coliseum Home. I'm showing my age. Coliseum Home Video is what they had back in the day for the VCR. Yes, tape device VCR. Yeah. I'm showing my age now. Yeah, I used to. Yeah, we had to go inside a shop to rent a video, to rent a video cassette tape to bring home to watch.
Be kind, rewind.
Yo, they used to get mad as hell when you used to rewind them tapes. Either they used to,
the plastic cases.
Yes, they used to fine you. I think it was like a $5 to $7. My dad returned a tape, and I remember he got a bill in the mail. They really find you for not rewinding the tape.
For not rewinding the tape, they find you. Yeah. And these kids don't know about Columbia House and Blockbuster.
These kids today, y'all got it real good. Y'all ain't had to worry about rewinding the tape.
You can just stop it, push the button, and go back. No, we got to sit there and actually hold the button. Like, oh, no.
You got to sit there and the VCR go like this. Play. No, that's not it. Okay. That's the first match. Okay, go back. Okay, they doing the interviews. Hold on. Go back. All right, you hear that?
They got to push the little button to turn it down some.
Bro, it was that. What a time to be alive. I know me and Chris, because me and Chris are like around the same age, so we were always talking about memories from back in the day in regards to like watching Raw and then having to switch. I mean, I know go off topic real quick, but we were talking about watching Raw, and then Nitro came in '96, and then you had to flip back and forth between. Man, that shit was a nightmare, bro. That was.
So back then, what was you more Raw? Or was you more Nitro?
I was more Raw because I wasn't really familiar with some of the guys on Nitro, but it was something different to watch. But trying to go back and forth, I had to learn a thing on the TV going back and forth. So it's kind of like Raw came on at 8, Nitro came on at 9. So You got the first hour of Raw. Raw was from like 8 to 10, I believe, and then Nitro was from 9 to 11. So, and I remember being a kid, I had to be in bed by like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
9:30, 10 o'clock, right?
You know, so it's like. And then I was like, in my room, I didn't have cable TV in my room at the time. It just, we only had one TV downstairs that had cable on it. So and my dad, once he was to control of the television, I was done. I had no way to watch. it. I was so mad. And remember, back in the day, you didn't really have spoilers, so you couldn't read what happened. It's kind of like, yeah. And then I remember I'm showing my age again. They had this thing called the green sheet, TV guide. And I used to look up to see what time it came on again, crossing my fingers. And I used to find out when the replay was. And it's like, if the replay was on the weekend, I'm like, okay, I could watch it on Saturday at this time so I can find out what happened. So the thing about it, then when school let out for the summer, Nitro actually used to come on, the replay used to come on after the show went off. So I was able to stay up during the summertime and watch it again at 11 o'clock. So I would try to watch Raw, but I didn't want to miss anything on Nitro. So I would watch full Raw, and then at 11 o'clock, I would try to stay up and watch Nitro. So that way I can sit there and watch, so that way I couldn't miss anything. But trying to go back and forth, bro, that was the...
That'll be on this topic between WCW, the Monday Night Wars, what they called it. Yes. Do you remember the day Eric Bischoff snitched?
You talk about when he revealed the who won the title?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was actually that kid who flipped over to the channel. Like,
I flipped over too.
Is he bullshitting me right now? I flick over and then Mick Foley won. I was like, bro.
That 10-year-old me was like, how the hell you know that?
Yeah. I'm like, I'm done.
I was like, he's not, but you're on channel TNT. How'd you find out he won the title?
I'm gonna get it closer. It was that point. Shout out to my boy Kev from doing your move right now. It was that point I realized that WCW just lost.
And I was when the Attitude Era started, I did notice it was getting more raunchier. So it was like it was getting. I grew up in the kid era. I came from the Doink the Clown, Bushwhackers, Big Boss Man. You know the cartoonish characters like they had everybody gimmick.
The Nasty Boy.
And around 8th grade, I started noticing content starting to change a little bit more. I saw blood for the first time. I was like,
listen, I seen blood, but when I'm jumping into my ECW past, then I was like, man, wrestling started to get a little phony because it was too happy. Clowns and all, it's too happy. But then I flicked over and I seen Sabu jump from the balcony to the ring. I was like, oh yeah, somebody's dying tonight. I need to watch this. He's dying.
I was like, ECW came on with like one of our local affiliates, but it didn't come on till like 11:30 at night.
11:30, you already have sleepy already. Like,
yeah, but you was interested. I'm sitting there like, does this come on like every? So I started thinking, I'm like, okay, well, try to find out what channel this comes on so I can watch it. And that's when I started watching ECW. Well, I remember when the Dudley Boys, I was watching the Dudley Boys, and I saw Taz and everything, and there were these promos that were coming on at night and everything like that. I'm like, man, I'm reliving my whole childhood from like '96, bro. I'm like, I'm going way back now.
Realize how many times you stayed up to watch wrestling that you had no business watching in the first place?
Yeah. I was watching, and then they started cussing on television. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, wait a minute. He said ass. He said ass. He said he's gonna kick his ass. I was like, you know, like a 7-year-old, you're like, oh my god. It's like, oh no.
Ray was like, you know, bitch. It was like,
he's like, you son of a bitch. I was like, and then I was like, and my mom used to come in there and she's like, what you watching? What you need to watch? Now you know you need to be watching that. I'm like, oh god, here we go. Let me turn the TV.
I'm watching the preacher's wife.
Let me turn on something safe so you can hear you complain or whatever, everything. But yeah, man, that was the era. Like I grew up, and I was happy I was part of that era. Like I grew up in there. I grew up from the cartoonish thing through the Attitude Era, through the Invasion storyline. Like I used to sit there when I was a kid, and I used to sit there like think, wouldn't it be funny if WCW fought WWE?
Right.
And I was like, 2001. Guess what? You get your wish. I'm like, oh shit! Wait a minute. WCW's on. Wait a minute.
You start checking stuff, seeing if your phone tap. Like, hold up.
Booker T is in WWE. What is he doing there? You know, because that was around right around like 2001. I remember when Vince bought man. I remember watching that, and I was like, Vince is about to buy WCW. I was like, okay.
And then you find out Shane did it. Like, bro, that's crazy.
When Shane showed up on Nitro, I was like, what's going on? What? And remember, this is back in the day. There was no spoilers. All right, hold on. My homeboy Chris is coming on. Hold on. We're gonna pause for just a minute because I gotta bring my boy on everything. Yo.
What up?
What up, y'all? How y'all doing? What's good with it?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Let that Barry White drop. No.
Man, damn crazy.
We got
that Barry White drop.
We got Chris. Every time Chris comes on the show, we gotta drop the Mark Henry sexual chocolate theme. What up, Chris?
What up, baby?
What up, Chris?
Chris, this Dan Chris.
Man? How y'all doing over there?
We good, man. We just chopping it up, man. We ain't even started the main topic show yet. So you come in and right. Is that the Vince Carter throwback?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Rookie season Vince Carter.
I hate you, man. I want that jersey on.
Rookie season Vince Carter.
Bruh. He real. That's nostalgia, bro.
Oh, yes, sir.
The actual rack was bigger than the jersey.
Yeah, rookie season Vince Carter, baby.
Bruh. Chris, I gotta get that. Now you gonna make me go on. I'm about to try to find that jersey now.
Oh, it's on Mitchell and Ness.
Mitchell and Ness.
Yeah. But see, this was a
Vancouver Grizzlies jersey.
No, this was a gift though when I was in my hoeing days. So, so yeah, it's a gift.
But Chris, I got your boy Dan on from the Two Fat Guys podcast. Remember, I was on their show on Saturday.
What's going on, Dan? How you doing, my boy? Shout out to your podcast, Two Fat Guys.
What's going on? I appreciate it, man. How you feeling?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm about to check your shit out, man. Keith's always plugging your shit, man, and he's always telling us to tap in with you. So I'm definitely fucking with you.
Yeah, that's a blessing. That's a blessing, man. That's a blessing.
I love to hear that, man. I love to hear that. I love to see, black men doing their thing, man. Taking this podcast shit, to new levels, man. So, man, keep going, man. For real talk, bro. I hear nothing but good things about your podcast.
Oh, man, I appreciate it, man. I'll make sure I pass the word to Big Kev as well.
For sure, man. Hey, I definitely like to come on and fuck with you.
Oh, yeah.
We got to do a collaboration, man. We definitely
Yeah.
Man, we've been talking about, Chris, we were actually sitting, funny thing is, we would talk about 96. We would just talk about back in the day, Chris. You know how we always be chopping it up about the Nitro Raw days?
The Nitro, the real Monday Night Wars?
The real Monday Night Wars, yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Having to flip back and forth through channels, man, so you don't miss shit. Man, let me tell you something. And I'll talk about the Monday Night Wars before SmackDown came into play. You know what I'm saying? Like when it really started to kick off. And, you had to wait a fucking week to know what's finna happen. You know what I mean? There was no dirt. I mean, there was dirt sheets unless you had the newspaper or whatever, but there was no internet to tell you what happened, nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy part about it is Keith just mentioned that like 30 seconds ago before you said it.
Yeah, bro. There was no like here in Chicago, we had the Chicago Sun-Times, and we had this editor columnist. He would on every Sunday he would put a little dirt sheet, a little backstage news in there and shit.
Right.
But it ain't nothing like what we see today.
Oh yeah, I mean it's all right. So before we jump right back into United Champions, I have a question, and it's a wrestling question. And I want to make sure I got to do it, bro.
All right.
How do y'all feel about Roman Reigns playing Akuma in a new Street Fighter?
Oh, I'm a big fan of it. I'm a fan of it. I mean, that looks good on him. That looks good on him. I'm a fan of 50 Cent playing Balrog. I'm interested to see who else is gonna be playing some of these characters. I mean, I grew up playing Street Fighter, so
as long as it's better than that movie that came out back in the 90s. That shit.
You with Jean-Claude Van Damme and
garbage.
That was Raul Julia's.
I was excited, bro. I was excited about it because I was a video game fanatic of Street Fighter, and then when I actually saw the movie, I was so let down.
For its time, it wasn't bad.
I mean, you know what though? At the time, at our age, we thought the shit was hot.
We thought it was hot.
Same thing with Mortal Kombat. I was getting ready to say that.
Same thing with Mortal Kombat.
Same thing with Mortal Kombat. You couldn't tell me that shit wasn't popping. But as I got older, that movie was trash.
Yeah, I figured, we got older at age. Once I got around like the teenage years, I was like, damn, I was hyped over this.
Facts.
I was like, damn. I was like, I can't get that back either. I said, damn.
How do you feel about it?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm like, I was trying to go for more of the stature of a person. Like he fits the bill, but then you realize like Akuma's not Polynesian. You know what I mean?
I mean, do we really know what Akuma is?
Akuma he's an Akuma.
He what?
Akuma is an Akuma, right? You know what I mean? Like, just Roman was one of the first person I could see playing it.
I mean, let's keep it a buck though. Don't Akuma got the Uma follow?
Yeah, when my brother broke it down for me, it made sense. And he was like, I gotta stop looking at it as far as being comic book and video game accurate.
I think I look at it like this. I like it for the simple fact is because, like you said, the build is good. But really outside of What was the Bruce Lee character on Street Fighter? I forgot his name. Fei-Long.
Yeah.
We never knew, and Fei-Long and Chun-Li, we never knew what these characters really nationality was. Yeah, they said the flag and shit, but I mean, you can't really make them look that way in animation. You feel me? So I'm not opposed to having. I'm like, because I'll be honest, we don't know what Akuma is. All these years, we don't know. We just know he could whoop Ken and Ryu ass, and he was one of the strongest motherfuckers.
You're right.
So, what I am interested in is who's playing Bison.
I was going to say that. You playing Bison?
Yeah.
You know that movie
Who's playing Bison?
Robert Jr. played a good job as Bison, bro.
I just said that, and that was his last role before he passed away.
Yeah.
Before he passed, that was his last role. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, so what do we? Who's gonna play in Bison? I'm hearing Vega's gonna be a girl. I'm hearing they're making Vega a girl.
I don't know.
I heard John Cena might be playing Guile.
I can't see nobody else.
I can't. Yeah, that fits his. Yeah, I can see that. I don't see anybody playing.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think that's perfect.
I think that fits him perfectly.
I think he looks like a Guile.
And honestly, I've always said it. I said Braun Strowman should be Zangief.
Ooh.
I've always said it because he looked like him in real life.
Yo, I like
he should
that.
play Zangief, bro.
So pretty much what you're saying is, should Street Fighter just cast the wrestlers?
What about E Honda?
Honestly, E Honda should be Samoa Joe.
Facts. I mean, God rest his soul, but Yokozuna could have been the perfect E Honda.
Oh man, I gotta find out who played E Honda back.
Asuka's Chun-Li.
Oh,
you got a whole bunch of options for Chun-Li. You got a whole bunch of options, right?
Jinder Mahal is Dalsim.
Chris Lee, get out, Chris. Hey, Chris is stupid, man. Hey, let's get back on track, man. Let's get back on track, man. All right.
That was a little racist, wasn't it?
Let's get back on track. All right, let's get into the Night of Champions, man. Like we were discussing before. So, Night of Champions, like I said, Saturday at 1:00. So, we're gonna go over the card. So, we have the King of the Ring tournament final: Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. So, when this tournament started, I pretty much already assumed Cody Rhodes was going to win this tournament.
Okay.
So, what do y'all think? Cody Rhodes winning this, or are we going to see a surprise?
I want Randy to win.
I want Randy to win, but I think Randy is going to win.
Yeah, I think he is. Not only because of what happened to him last year, but
that's right. He lost.
He had a good year so far.
So you think? Wait a minute. So we think Randy Orton wins?
Mm-hmm.
I do think Randy Orton wins. I mean, the reason why I think Randy Orton wins is because everybody thinks Cody's going to win.
Interesting.
We might see an inverted RKO.
So
hold on. Wait, this is what I'm going to say. And I don't mean to cut you off, Keith.
Go ahead.
If Randy Orton does not win, does he turn on Cody?
Yes.
They have been pushing that.
If Randy Orton loses, he's turning on Cody. He's going to cost Cody that match at SummerSlam.
Okay, thank you.
But hold on. All right. So cool. I'll say this. If it's to set up a title feud between Cody and Randy, yes.
Okay.
Because if Cody, let's just say Cody does win. No, Cody does win, and Randy turns on him. But Cody still faces Cena at SummerSlam.
That's what I'm saying.
I think the long-term plan is for Cody to beat Cena at SummerSlam.
I don't know.
If Cena is going to be only gone is going to be. What are we here? June? SummerSlam is in August. Cena doesn't have that much time. So when will Cena drop the title?
Cena's last match will be in December.
So you think he holds on to the title all year?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. If he don't hold on to it all this year, I think him losing it. I want him to lose it to Randy. If he
I want
loses
him to
to
lose it.
Randy and wins it
I
back,
want him to lose it to CM Punk.
So you don't think Cody gets the gold for the rest of the year?
no.
Unless he gets the world heavyweight.
If Cody doesn't win, if Cody doesn't get the title at the end of the year, by the end of the year, that's where I think Cody turns heel. I think there's been teasing of it, and it's coming.
I think Cody turns heel at WrestleMania 42.
That'll be the big build-up. But honestly, I think it'll be against Jay.
He's going to turn on Jay. He's got to turn on Jay. That's when I think, and we can get some. They showed on Monday Night Raw. They can put on a clinic.
But this is the way I look at it with the turning on Jay. It ain't nothing we've never seen before.
Yeah.
Because you forget they was already beefing prior to, when Cody was going after the title with Roman Reigns. So,
you got history.
You're right. It's already history there. So, would it be a shocker? No. Would it be a shocker? I don't think so. But there ain't no pop. But what I will say is, don't rule out a Jey Uso turn. We've seen Jimmy. Hold on. We've seen Jimmy be bad. We've seen Solo. We've seen Jey Uso kind of be bad, but I'm talking about on his own.
Yeah. The Jimmy Uso solo turn's not doing good.
Jimmy never wanted to be a solo champion.
Yeah, I feel like the Usos have done good, but Jay has benefited more than Jimmy has. I honestly thought Jimmy was going to win the United States title at WrestleMania. That's what I thought going into WrestleMania. I honestly thought Jimmy was going to end up getting the U.S. title. And I thought it was going to be one of those moments where he wins the U.S. title, Jay wins the World Heavyweight title. I thought that's what was going to happen, but I was completely wrong.
No, what I think they're going to do, they're going to bring them back to go against the New Day and start the rivalry in reverse. Because now this time, the Usos is going to be face and the New Day is going to be heel.
Yeah, I honestly think the Usos are going to reunite. I really do think. And you know what? I'm going to tell you why they're going to reunite later. I think they're going
to reunite. I think they're going to reunite.
I'm going to tell you that.
Right,
I'll get to that in just a minute. So that's the King of the Ring match. Okay, Queen of the Ring, Asuka versus Jade Cargill. Now, I've heard a lot of people torn on this one because I've heard some. I think Jay's going to win. But I wouldn't be surprised if Asuka wins.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on that.
I'm 50-50 on this. I can't predict this one because when the tournament started, I was like, so if they're going to push Jade, but then Asuka's back, then Asuka kept winning. I was like, now this is getting I can't call this one.
If it came down to it, I would say if Asuka won, it's because somebody interfered.
I think Jade wins.
Somebody interfered. I want Jade to win.
The whole thing is they brought Asuka back, and she's like, so you're going to bring somebody back just to lose again? I don't know.
I want Jade to win. I don't think Asuka.
I heard Liv Morgan is out for some time.
She's out for like 6 months.
Yeah.
So that's a legit injury?
That's a legit. Yeah, she actually dislocated her shoulder on Raw. When she fought Kairi Sane, the way she fell, it didn't look like it, but you have to watch the replay over again and watch how she fell, and you can see her shoulder pop. You got to kind of slow it down because if you watch it real fast, it doesn't look like she just landed. But if you look at the injury, you have to slow it down really. It's like that Tyrese Halliburton injury. How you saw it, you saw the replay, you saw it pop. You saw Liv Morgan's shoulder pop. So it's a legitimate injury, yo. So yeah, she's out.
And it's the same shoulder.
It's the same shoulder she hurt. So it may have popped right back out. So, and people don't understand, it's like it's a dislocated, and plus if you dislocate the same shoulder, like my nephew, he went through it. He dislocated his shoulder. Had surgery, re-dislocated again, and had to miss. It's a serious injury.
I mean, you also got to throw in there, like, if they dislocated their shoulder, they could have torn their labrum. You know what I mean? And stuff like that.
So yeah, it's a legit injury. So she's out. I think, but word is that they sound like it's going to do. Roxanne Perez is going to end up taking her place as the tag team champ, which would make sense. But they had to do the Evolution pay-per-view all over again because remember it was going to be the Bella Twins versus Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan.
Right.
Liv Morgan got hurt. Now they said pretty much they had to pretty much scrap. They said they had to scrap it because that match was supposed to lead to other matches on the show that Liv Morgan had involvement in. So they had to scrap. So I don't know what they're doing with Evolution. Evolution is like a week and a half away. So I don't know what they're going to be doing with Evolution.
And then you were the main star of it.
Yeah, you were Evolution was centered around you. So they pretty much had to scrap everything. So all I know right now for Evolution, they only have, there's a rumor, I think the Women's Intercontinental Championship match is going to be a triple threat match between Lyra Valkyria, Bayley, and Becky Lynch. That's a rumor match.
And it should be.
Yeah, it's a rumor match for Evolution, but I think they're going to do a triple threat for the Women's Intercontinental title at Evolution. And I already know the NXT Women's Championship is going to be on the line. JC Jane is facing Jordan Grace for the NXT Women's Championship at Evolution. Those are the only two matches I know so far.
So what do they do with Liv Morgan and Dom, Dirty Dom?
Well, Dirty Dom is injured. He's hurt too.
Bro, I've been
yeah. So AJ Styles was actually supposed to face Dom at Night of Champions. The match got called off because come to find out, Dom is actually hurt. He has bruised ribs. So he's actually legit injured.
Okay, so he ain't out for a long time.
He's not out. He's probably just.
I'm thinking you talking about like he out for some like.
Oh no.
He's many frog splash did him in.
I would be wondering like how these guys be getting hurt. I never saw them get injured.
Well, if you landed
in certain ways they land,
yeah. So that match, they're probably going to end up. What's the next show they're doing after this? I think
I think that would be SummerSlam.
I think SummerSlam. They might say, I don't know. They may save that for SummerSlam, depending on what they're going to do. So they took that match away. But Queen of the Ring, I think Jade Cargill will win, and I think she'll go on to fight whoever the women's champion is. I thought that I think in my mind is she's going to go on to face Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam, beat Stratton, and then Naomi's going to cash in.
Yes.
That's got to be. She got history.
She got out. That would be her way. I mean, she took
wait a
her
minute.
out. Kayfabe took her out.
We forget
Bianca Belair.
Did she come back at SummerSlam?
If you don't come back at Night of Champions.
That could be it too.
Like I said,
I didn't realize how bad her injury was. Did you see her finger?
Yeah, she's throwing up crypts.
Yo, did you see her? I didn't realize how. Yo, I was like, oh my god. Yo, her finger looked like a cartoon, like a Mickey Mouse hand.
Yeah. Then you see the little YouTube montage for his birthday. Her finger was wrapped up like a big thumb.
I didn't realize how bad she injured her finger. But yeah, we gotta. I wonder how do y'all feel she's gonna factor into everything? Is she aligning with Naomi?
She aligning with Naomi.
Yeah.
Naomi. I think she's the one
that does a crazy character too.
What?
You think she does a crazy character like Naomi too?
No. I think she does a character where she's tired of smiling in you kids' faces and being a good guy, being a good person. You know what I'm saying? One of those, you know, I'm not gonna live up to the establishment. I'm gonna do for me type heel turns. You know what I mean? Like I'm tired of kissing your babies. I'm tired of signing autograph type shit.
I think this is gonna lead up to Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah.
That's where they go. I don't know if it's gonna be the title.
Since Jade has got there, this is what they wanted. This is what they wanted. Whether Vince was gonna do it or it doesn't matter. This is what they wanted. They've been wanting. Yeah.
They lead. Yeah, this is the build up. This is the build up for that match, and I think we're gonna start. They're gonna start it. It's gonna take a while to get there because it's probably gonna end up going for like 6-7 months. They're gonna avoid each other, and I think they're gonna have matches here and there. But ultimately, at WrestleMania, that's what's gonna be the payoff.
100%.
You gotta watch how Bobby Roode makes the story up. Bobby Roode did.
I forgot he is.
He did the Cody Rhodes whole 2 years story.
Yeah.
Which was a hell of a
Bobby Roode did that?
Yeah.
I didn't know he did that. For real?
I did not know that.
Bobby Roode, Bruce Pritchard, and Triple H gave the green light to do all that.
So Bobby Roode wrote the whole finish the story line?
The whole finish the story.
Wow.
I never knew that.
Hey,
this shit Ricky didn't know. Hey, Chris, this shit Ricky didn't know.
Ricky didn't even know that.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, Bobby Roode, one of his little podcasts, he was talking to somebody, he said, yeah, me and Bobby got together, how we was going to do it, and Triple H called him, and then Bobby laid out the whole plan, how it would work, and Triple H was like, let's spice it up a little bit, and that's when The Rock got a hold of it. He was like, if y'all don't mind, he's like, I talked to Bobby. That's why Triple H was like, people need to know that people don't know their role. Because The Rock, yeah, he does TKO, but Bobby already set their story in place. He asked Bobby, can he add something else to it? That's when they came with that whole Cody Crybabies thing. When they switched up the match. That was Bobby's idea. And The Rock was like, maybe we should do that. And they did it. But then, like you said, the internet went crazy. Because Bobby was like, watch the internet eat it up. And sure enough, they ate it up. Because everybody was on Cody Rhodes' side. So he's like, we're going to flip it back. Let it eat off of this for a minute. Let's flip it back. How can we add more people? We know Seth needs a match at WrestleMania. Let's raise the stakes a little bit. Let's put it on 2 nights. And Bobby was like, let me write it out and let's see how it works. And sure enough, they got to ask me for it.
That's crazy, dog. I never
So,
knew that.
Don't be surprised if this Bianca and Jade and Naomi thing goes crazy at Night of Champions as the kickoff.
I think it's going to be the kickoff.
You see it, and let's just say Jade wins. And then they go to SummerSlam, and something happened like Naomi about to cash in, Bianca stop her. But at the last minute, she just gives Jade one of the moves and then make Naomi just cash in on her right then and there. That's when you find out the whole time.
Okay.
That you just said makes perfect.
Okay.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Hey, I'm gonna give you flowers. I'm gonna give you your flowers.
Yeah, that makes so much perfect.
That
sense,
makes
bro.
perfect sense.
That makes perfect sense. The way you drew it up, the way you explained it, that does make a lot of sense.
Damn, Dan, you do right. You know what? Hey, Dan, right for WWE.
And if TKO can and Pritchard and Bobby Roode can see it like that, then they're gonna draw it up like that.
Let's put it like this. When R-Truth got fired, if you watch the podcast, I told him, I was like, he ain't get fired.
I don't mean to cut you off. I told the fellas that too. I got in our group chat and I said that he ain't fired. I said, I'm gonna tell you why he's not fired. I said because he's a character that you don't have to do nothing major for him. He gets over just by him being himself. I mean, just by him doing what he does. You get what I'm saying? Like, R-Truth doesn't have to wrestle, but his presence alone brings something to the WWE. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, and we've talked about it on this show before. When you make Brock Lesnar break character, I mean, you've done something. You captured your audience.
But the thing is, I was like, yo, what if, like, that same night it was going on Money in the Bank? Before the show, I was like, yo, what if R-Truth comes back and costs Cena the match or the title?
I told him that in the chat.
I was like, oh yeah, I'm going.
I said that in the chat too. I said this is a work. I said he ain't fired. I said he ain't no way they just fired him that quick. Vince ain't even did no shit like that.
But with Divas, you got your son in on it. Your son in Twitter cussing off Triple H like, bro, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Because everybody's believing you got fired, but when you come online.
Yeah. But that's I mean, like I said, I think people, I think only a few knew. I think R-Truth knew. Of course, Triple H and them knew. But I think they did a good job of really making the wrestlers believe that they really fired him. That's great. Because you forget Gunther took out WWE in his profile. Somebody else took out WWE. The Miz took out WWE in his profile. A lot of motherfuckers were speaking up, like for real, like he was gonna fuck around and be a mutiny. So
Yeah.
And that was dope though. That was dope that everybody that just lets you know who he is to that locker room, who he is to the business. You feel what I'm saying?
Before we go to that card,
exactly.
Remember we were just talking about Bianca and Jade, right? So you know it's gonna lead up to a Survivor Series, a War Games. Team Jade, Team Bianca. Can you imagine the amount of chop?
Brilliant, dog. Oh, I got it. Oh,
gonna be in that ring, bro.
Okay, hold on. We get sidetracked real quick. Who you putting on Team Jade?
I'm putting on Team Jade.
Oh God, this is gonna be good. I will put her, Tiffany Stratton.
Mm-hmm. I'll put Rhea
Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
Who else would you go with? So that's 3. You gotta have 2 more. Would you go Asuka?
I don't.
Or is Asuka a heel? Is she a face? We don't know. I don't know what Asuka is for right now. I think she's
honestly, Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
There's your 5.
Charlotte will play the CM Punk role. She'll only do it when she gets a title shot.
Bianca's team, you got Bianca, Jade, Nia Jax. That's 3. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez.
Yeah.
There's your 5. There's your 5-on-5 at War Games. And that War Games match was gonna be lit.
Liv Morgan could be back by that time.
See, he read my mind. I said the possibility of her.
It depends on how she's healing.
That's about.
They said 6 months.
I mean, that's November, so that's about 6 months. That's 5.5.
It depends on how quick she's healing. I can definitely. Anyways, let's get back.
It depends if she had to have surgery. If she tore anything. If it's just a little separated shoulder shit, she might be back in 2 months.
Yeah, it depends on how fast she heals. But
you gotta think of the when people have those shoulder injuries, they've torn something.
That's true.
When Randy Orton had to have how many shoulder surgeries? Because every time he dislocated his shoulder, he tore his labrum.
That's crazy. All right, so let's get on with the rest of the thing. We got how many more matches? Okay, next match. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. This match just came official on Raw. So that match came up. I think Rhea Ripley wins that match. So these are 2. See what?
I'm loving it, but I'm mad.
What you mad about?
I'm loving it because it's a match that I wanted to see since they did it in NXT. I'm mad because it's in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and they gotta be fully dressed.
They gotta be fully dressed.
That's the one thing I don't like about the women competing over there, because they gotta be fully dressed when they go over to Saudi Arabia. Y'all know their rules over there about women being covered. Everything. I'm not gonna go into that because it's not my show to do it. But yeah, they're covered when they go over there. But I still think they're gonna put on a hell of a match. But we'll see. But I like how y'all pointed out on y'all show. How y'all said when we talked about, matter of fact, it was the Saudi Arabia show they did before. Y'all said y'all like the women's gear better than y'all like the normal gear.
Yeah, because they all dressed like Catwoman, bro. And they all like dominatrix. I'm like, wait a minute, this is kind of cool, but it's like 150 degrees over there. Pure dry heat. Like, baby, you gonna die.
Right, ain't putting on no damn latex and shit. That's too much gear to put on. That's too much stuff they got to put on. But some of those, Nia Jackson's like the one person they ain't got to worry about because her whole costume is covered.
Yeah, she does it every day. She's Dubai every day.
Yeah, she did cleavage and everything. She probably got to cover up or something like that. But everything else is fine. But I think Rhea Ripley wins this one. I think they just threw that match on the card. They could have done that on Monday Night Raw if they wanted to, but I guess they wanted to. I guess that was one of the matches that replaced the Intercontinental match. The other one, this is the match that actually replaced it. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross is the match that replaced the Intercontinental Championship match. So it's interesting. Okay. I didn't think this was going to make the pay-per-view, but I guess they had to add it on. So this match has been Karrion Kross character.
He's elevated.
He's elevated. I just want to see him in the ring more.
He's elevated. I mean, I like where his character has went. I'm always gonna feel Karrion Kross has been underappreciated for ever since his tenure, the first tenure in WWE until now. This is the first time they really gave him something that has stuck. So I'm like you. I want to see where it goes in the ring because we all know Karrion Kross from his TNA days.
Killer Cross.
Killer Kross. I mean, we know what he can do in the ring. So.
I liked his NXT run, man. I liked his NXT.
I did too.
When he was the NXT champion, I did like that. I did like his NXT run. I went back and watched his match against Samoa Joe at NXT 36, and it was like, you know. And then when he beat Keith Lee for the title, he was legit. He was legit that dude. They built him up, but when he got to the main roster,
you know that era, VKM was trying to repackage everybody instead of letting everybody go. How they came up, like everybody, he was Big E Langston when he was in NXT, but when he came up, he was just Big E. Like
I hate the name changes, man. I hate when they call him up.
It's not awful.
They'll just take your one name and then I hate when they do that, man. It's like when you're an NXT lifer, and I'm glad that when Gargano and Ciampa came up, their names didn't change, everything, but their names. I'm glad they didn't change their names when they came up. I can't stand the fact when everybody changed their name when they came up to the main roster. It's like, we know you as this in NXT. Stay that name when you come up to the main roster because a lot of people don't know who you are unless you watch NXT.
Yeah, you were Raquel Gonzalez in NXT.
Yeah, then they changed to Rodriguez. I'm like, so you just changed your last name.
Right, it's still easy on the end. Just change the rest.
Like Rhea Ripley, I'm surprised she didn't get her name changed when she came up to the main roster. Like, thank God she's Rhea Ripley. Don't do anything else to her name. Leave it. You can't say
Rhea because even like Rhea or Ripley, you think about aliens.
Yeah. All right, 2 more matches. Jacob Fatu Solo Sikoa for the United States Championship. Hikaleo's coming.
Yeah.
I think Hikaleo.
If Hikaleo comes, Jacob
he comes. I think this is where he makes his debut.
Man, he's been on the roster since.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna keep having the family debut at every fucking pay-per-view. I'm sorry. I just don't see.
Well, the Tama Tonga and how long are they out? Damn, I'm like,
I think did Tama Tonga break some shit?
Yeah, who's the one who's been out since War Games?
Tonga Loa.
He's been out since War Games. And then the other one, how did he get hurt?
Tonga Loa injured himself at War Games.
Then they broke them off, and then
motherfucker, Big Bronson came back quicker than Tonga Loa. He got injured at War Games too.
Then he broke both his ankles.
Bro, you know what? When he came back, I said, "How the fuck he come back so quick?"
That's what I wanted to know.
That man rehabbed his ass off.
Lucas explained, why he came back so fast. I was like, damn.
How did he? I don't know how he came back that quick.
Bro, I tear my knee.
And with his size and everything.
I tear my knee right now. I'm out for 3 years. I tear my knee. I'm out for 3 years. Ain't no coming back within 6 months. I'll be back in 2028.
6 months. All right. 6 months from next year.
It's gonna take me 2 years to rehab.
But year to heal.
When you break something, we don't recover that quickly no more, bro.
Nah,
no. When you was in high school, you sprain an ankle. Shit, I was playing the next day. I sprained my ankle now. I'm out 6 or 7 weeks.
I get a paper cut now. I'll be like, is this my last paper cut?
What's wrong with you, man? I got a migraine. How long you gonna be out of work for 3 to 6 months?
Facts. I don't know. It's going down to my chest. I don't know.
It's going down to my. Why everything hurt when you like? As soon as you sprain an ankle, hit a knee, everything start hurt. How you tear your shoulder? I don't know, man. I was in the kitchen just making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. All of a sudden, the shoulder just dislocated out of nowhere. The hell?
The man was talking about back hurt, rubbing your shoulder like this hurt too now.
Like everything wakes up, like everything hurts when you get up now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I tear my ACL. I'm out for 4 years. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if I think Solo might win.
I would like her to win it, but I just have to. That little short dude gonna come out.
Yeah, I think Solo might. I think Solo might get. I don't know.
Who's a little short dude?
JC Mateo.
If
He just built weird to me.
He called that dude a little short dude.
The little short dude.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't really understand I don't understand him, so I couldn't be excited for his debut.
Japan, but that's about it.
I never seen much of him, so I didn't know really much. I know I got to talk to our boy Ricky about him. Ricky pretty much more about him than we do.
And him and Jacob used to battle in Japan.
Yeah. So, but I think Solo. What y'all think? You think Solo takes this one, or you think Fatu are going to retain?
If Jacob wins, it's because of Jimmy.
Yeah.
If Jacob wins, it's because of Jimmy.
I'm looking. I'm wondering where this is going to go. I'm curious. But we'll see. In the last match, John Cena, CM Punk for the WWE Undisputed title.
We already know John Cena winning.
Yeah, Cena's gonna win. Yeah, Cena's good. They're gonna put on a good match, but I think ultimately Cena's gonna hit him with a belt or something's gonna happen. I think Cena retains the title.
Well, I already know what's gonna happen. He gonna win, and he gonna do the same thing Punk did. He gonna get the crowd and blow a kiss and leave.
I just was getting ready to say that. I said he's gonna mimic the Money in the Bank match.
Hold on, let me ask y'all a question. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that promo on Friday night?
It was great. It was
personal.
It was definitely personal.
I liked it. It was great because I actually I went back and watched it because it just you kind of had to, when you watched it live, you had to gather your thoughts when you were watching and hearing it, but then you have to go back and watch it again to reflect on what he said, and I was like, this was kind of dope.
But it was multiple pipe bombs in one pipe bomb. I'm like, bro, when he mentioned Claudio,
I laughed. I thought that was funny.
I was like, so is Punk the real reason why they left?
It makes you question everything from that promo because the way Cena was cussing and everything, he's like, "Oh, I said a bad word." Oh.
I was like, "Yo, did he?" When they got over
the funny part was Punk just laying there for like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
My man was like,
he played the role though.
Hey, he could have got up at any minute, but he just, shout out to Punk for just laying there like this the whole time.
Yeah, I pick a good position, just stay there, bro. I don't want to sleep.
That shit was funny though. But yeah, that's Night of Champions, y'all. So that's coming on Saturday at 1:00 on Peacock. So catch that. All right, Danny, we're gonna get into it because I know we've been talking about it. We got to get into it real quick. So, all right. Well, the next, as y'all know, so that's W. We're gonna come back to WWE, and I'm gonna touch on NXT here in a minute. But we're gonna get into All In, which is coming up on Saturday, July 12th. All In Texas is coming up on Saturday, July 12th. They've only announced there's 5 matches. 2 of the matches are Casino Gauntlet matches that are going to decide future contenders for the AEW World Title and in the AEW Women's Title. So there's 3 matches we're going to go over, but we'll talk about one in particular. But you got Okada. I'm not even going to try it because Shinsuke Okada, I probably fucked his name, is facing Kenny Omega. Now, Okada.
Just say Okada.
Thank you, Chris. And Ricky, I apologize. Ricky would hound on me. Okada is the Continental Champion, and then Kenny Omega is the International Champion. But what they're doing is they're unifying the championships, and they're going to call it the AEW Unified Championship. So this is their way of taking 2 belts and getting rid of them and just creating one.
So you can't make the Intercontinental title because it's already been taken.
I don't like the name, the Unified Championship. I'm like, okay, you have the World Championship, the Unified Championship. Like, from what I'm hearing, is they're trying to make that the secondary world title to the AEW world. But I'm like,
why y'all too many belts over AEW? It's too many.
Y'all couldn't. Well, no. I'm actually a fan of them. Unifying the titles. That's fine because you got too many titles. So the good idea was just to take 2 and create it and turn it into 1. That's fine. I'm actually okay with that. I'm cool with it. I just don't like the name of it. It's just Unified Champion. It's like
All this money Tony Khan got to think of nothing else.
Come up with nothing else, like
couldn't pay nobody to think of another name for him.
Y'all just come up with just unified champion. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm thinking unified champion. I'm thinking the AEW world champion. You are the world champion. I just don't like the name. I'm sorry, I just don't like the name. They could have come up with something better, but
yeah,
it's right. I'm trying to figure out who's going to win. I think Omega's going to win this.
Absolutely. The reason why I think Omega's going to win it too is because he's been out for too long.
Yeah.
This way.
Yeah. Now let me ask y'all a question. Do you think it's going to be one of these classes like they had in the past, or is it going to be watered down a little bit?
Knowing AEW, they right here. Knowing AEW, it might be a little watered down, but they're gonna do what they can to put on a classic bout because they have chemistry with each other. They know who each other are.
Over under 30 minutes.
Oh, it's gonna be 30 minutes or more.
It's definitely gonna be 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Don't want about 40.
I say they're gonna give them about 45 minutes. I believe this is gonna get about 40 minutes. This is gonna be a good ass match.
Either way you look at it, that PLE is not gonna be over till 3:30 a.m.
They only got 5 matches. Trust me, they got like 9 more matches that are coming in the next 2 weeks.
I know.
We kind of got an idea of another match that's coming. I think they're going to end up doing the Young Bucks versus Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland at All In Texas, based off what happened last night. So I think that's going to be other matches that happen. But also the other one, John Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page. Once Page won the Owen Hart tournament, I kind of figured he was going to end up losing at All In because the next All Out is in Wembley, and I figured they're going to wait and put. I thought Ospreay was going to win the tournament, but I knew as soon as Page won, I said they're saving Ospreay and Moxley for All Out because it's in England, and I figured they're going to want Ospreay to win the title in England. So I think
is the Moxley contract almost up?
Yeah, but I think he's going to probably renewing it. He's not coming back to WWE. He's not coming back. He likes the schedule he's on. He's not coming back. Yeah. All right. On the last match. Now, here's the one. All right. We're going to get into it then. Timeless Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné for the AEW World title. Dan told me, Dan specifically wanted to come on the show because this was bothering him about Mercedes Moné in regards to the titles that she owns.
She has too many belts, yo. And me personally, I don't like this Mercedes Moné character. Like, you're doing too much. What are we protecting you for?
So are they overly protecting her, is what your opinion?
They're overly protecting her. And by the way it's going, Lacey Evans could have went over there and got all 8 of them belts because nobody know these promotions really.
I don't know any of these promotions that she got belts for. I've never seen any of these.
She got the MTV title. She got the VH1 title, the TNT, the TBS. She got the AEW title, the A&E title. You were like, yo, I only seen you wrestle 2 times.
I've never, and I've every time she comes out, it's a new belt. I'm like, well, when the hell did she win this one?
It's a new belt. They be like, go on YouTube. She beat.
Listen, Tony Khan signed Mercedes Moné, whatever her fucking name she was in WWE. It wasn't really about wrestling. It was for the name. And he gave her a shitload of money. So he pretty much gave her a shitload of power too. So at the end of the day, her whole time being in AEW so far has been shit. But that's why they give her everything. That's why she has all these many belts. And motherfuckers, like you said, she got a YouTube title. She got a fucking she got a
It's a YouTube title.
She got a YouTube title. She got the VH1 title, MTV. She got the, you know what I'm saying? She got the Cartoon Network title. Like, goddamn.
You sitting there like, yo, when was these matches on TV, bro?
Like, and you can't find nowhere on the internet her winning these belts. A match where she wins these belts. You know, you can't find shit. She just go to the belt maker and say, hey, make this one.
Make me a Cartoon Network Women's Championship.
Yeah, you feel me?
I'm the current
I'm
the current ESPN2 world champion.
That's pretty much what she is. That's pretty much what she is.
ESPN 2 world champion.
Right.
I'm putting my title on the line and unifying the ESPN News, ESPN College title, and then we're gonna hang up all the titles on the match.
So when her contract is up, she can go back to WWE. Like, I want multiple titles of different brands. She be like,
she's not coming back to WWE. She won't go back. Now, question. There's two things.
Hold on. If she was to go back to WWE, our boy Lucas would literally go ape shit, and I mean in a good way. He that's his girl. He love that woman. He's just upset she went to AEW, but when it all boils down, he love that motherfucker. He love her some Sasha Banks. I shit you not. So he would jump back on the bandwagon if she went back to WWE. He's hoping that happens.
Does she win the AEW World Title at All In?
no.
Yes,
I say no.
I say she does.
Okay, here's my whole thing. Dynamite on Wednesday, she's defending the TBS title against Mina Shirakawa. Now, hold on. Here's my thinking. And when they announced this, because next week is the 300th episode of Dynamite, I said if Shirakawa beats her for the TBS title, she's gonna win the AEW. That means she's gonna win the world title at All In. Now, I said if she beats Shirakawa, I think Toni Storm beats her at All In. That's my thinking. So if she loses the title on Wednesday, she's gonna win the title at All In. If she keeps the title, I believe Tony. It depends on what happens on Wednesday. I want to see if they're gonna make her drop the TBS title in order for her to win the AEW. They're not gonna have her hold both titles at the same time. There's no possible way. They're not gonna have her hold. Come on now. They're not gonna have her hold all the titles.
You forget who we're talking about here, right?
I know. But
so I'm just simply saying, you say they're not going to. I think they will do anything to keep her fucking happy. All her whole, like I said, her whole existence in AEW is in their way thinking they're saying, "Fuck you to WWE. You let this look how we're treating her." Pretty much what they're trying to do is call themselves, "Oh, look how we can treat her better than you." You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't deserve none of this shit. She don't deserve none of this shit that she got. She's got this shit over her name, and she's one of the highest paid wrestlers on AEW roster.
And her finisher is trash.
Like, but she don't. I mean, what is her presence now? Like,
I just don't see what her. I just don't see it. It's like it's just people are like.
She's ass.
And then she's dating the Beast Mordos. And y'all don't know, and people have seen as of late, he's starting to get a slight push. Like, he was in the main event last night against Hangman. I was like, no, wait a minute. This dude goes on fighting Collision to all of a sudden having a main event match on Dynamite.
That's how it works over there.
I said, it helps when you fuck somebody. So I said, okay, that works. I was like, look.
That's how it works.
Like, you don't went from having matches on Collision to main event Dynamite.
The red one? No.
I don't know what to do.
I got Toni Storm winning, bro.
But you got Toni Storm winning?
Yeah, I got Toni Storm winning.
I think Toni Storm's going to win.
Yeah.
Because I don't think a loss is going to hurt her any. I'm like, number one, if you defend the title, now, like I said, it depends on what happens on Wednesday, but I'm pretty wrong. But hey, if you lose, you're going to keep the TBS title. You're not going to be hurt any. You'll still be the champion.
Right.
So we'll see what happens with that. But that's All In Texas. That is July 12th. Yeah, that weekend's going to be busy because you got the Great American Bash on that afternoon on NXT. That's going to come on. They haven't announced anything for the Great American Bash yet. You got Saturday night's main event. That's taking the same time as All In. You got that. Gunther's defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Goldberg.
No. Trash.
They let Jey Uso. Jey Uso dropped the title so they can put Gunther versus Goldberg. Tell me you don't give a damn about Jey Uso while telling me you don't give a damn about Jey Uso. They did to put the title on Rollins. I can understand, and I think that's what's going to happen.
Are they going to protect the Jey Uso?
Yeah, but I think they did that because one, they said, well, we don't want Goldberg versus Jey Uso. Because I'm like, no, we're not going to put this. So they said, let's let Jey Uso, unless they have a plan for Jey Uso that we don't know about yet. Because anytime I've been that kind of type. If you drop a title, you're dropping it for a reason. Either you're getting moved to another show, you get pushed for a reason. Like same thing with Braun Breaker when he lost the Intercontinental title. What happened? He joined Seth. There was a reason he dropped the title because he joined Seth. So there's always a reason when you drop the title. So I figure they have to have a plan on why he dropped the title, and then that was the reason. So I think what's going to happen is Goldberg beats Gunther, and I believe Seth Rollins cashes in. Seth Rollins wins the world title at Saturday night's main event. Now you can circle back around, and that can set up Jey Uso versus Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. That's where I'm thinking this is where it goes. Like I said, I could be completely off, but I think that's where it's going to go. So, but we'll see. But I think Goldberg gets his retirement match, wins the world title, loses to Seth Rollins, and then that's it. And then Rollins becomes champion. Because I'm like, I'm interested to see what you think of. Let me ask you, Kev, what you think about this whole Seth Rollins faction? How you like it, dislike it? Where do you think this is going?
I like it because it's all the people that were being overlooked. They were being overlooked. Like Braun, let's be honest, Braun Breaker, he was only doing the spear and the Frankenstein. He's now, you see more skill set for him now. Bronson Reed, he's big ass Bronson Reed for a reason. I honestly think Kaiser's going to join him. If Kaiser doesn't join him, I got Theory joining him.
I heard a rumor about Kaiser, and it's crazy.
I think Kaiser might cost him that belt.
Hold on. I'm going to tell you why Kaiser's not joining him. So, there was a rumor, and once again, it's a rumor, so don't come for me.
Right.
Don't tag me. Don't message me. This is a rumor. So, Chad Gable's out with a shoulder injury. He's got to have surgery. Chad Gable's going to be on the injury reserve for a little bit. Remember, as y'all do, again, don't message me. Yes, I know Grande Americano. I'm saying it's not Chad. Yeah, it's Chad Gable. Shut up. So the rumor is that Kaiser is going to be Grande Americano while Gable is out.
That's what I'm hearing. Basically, Kaiser's like 6'1".
I think he's the same height as Gable. I may be wrong, but that's what the rumor is that Kaiser's going to be taking over for Grande Americano while Gable. So that's the rumor. Now, I don't know. Kaiser's been out the air for now. If y'all saw the segment where Penta, quote unquote, injured Gable, you saw Kaiser in the background. He was actually in the background when it happened. So it'd be interesting to see what
Kaiser is when Seth was like, when he told Penta, stay out of my business, we're going to do something.
They could revisit that. You think they're going to add somebody else to Seth's group?
Huh?
You think anybody else is coming to Seth's group, or this is it?
Kaiser or Theory?
No, I don't see Theory coming. They're trademark. I put on the thing that they are trademarking the Oracle, so I think that's going to end up being their name. Which is actually kind of. I can see the T-shirts with the Oracle on it. I can definitely see that.
Number eyes on it.
Yeah, that would be kind of dope. So I think they're trademarked the Oracle. So it sounds like that's going to be the name of their group going forward. They haven't said it on TV yet, but I think that's
when is it going to be the time for Braun Breaker to turn on Seth Rollins?
Wait, hold on now.
Go ahead.
I mean, I think it's the faction is not that great.
Well, or Chris, go ahead. Why do you think the faction is that great?
I don't think it's that great, and I think none of those guys were overlooked. And the reason why I say none of those guys was overlooked because Bron Breakker he was running rec shop in NXT. He's a mid carder, which is what he's going to be for the time being. But he's been doing a really good job as a mid carder. They didn't put the Intercontinental title on him what? Twice? 3 times?
Yeah,
Twice. Okay. He's had some good feuds. Yes, I agree with you. Spear, Frankensteiner. But he ain't no different than a lot of these wrestlers with a 4 move set. But so he's definitely not overlooked. Bron Breakker was just in the War Games match with super heavyweights. And outside of had he not gotten injured, you think he was going to go? You think that was just going to be it, and he was going to go back to who he was? Also, before that, Bron Breakker was having a feud with Seth Rollins. So they weren't overlooked. I feel like what they're doing with Bron Breakker and Big Bronson Reed and everything like that is, you put a guy like Paul Heyman on there. Of course, how many times have they tried this? This Paul Heyman guy experiment. They did it with Ryback. They did it with Curtis Axel. You know what I mean? They did it with A-Train. They've done it with Big Show. Because they feel like that's a gold and you feel that's a gem. So why not do that? So I don't think they've been overlooked. I think they've been. This is actually a huge maybe payday for them. This is an upgrade for them. So now I'm going to team you up with Seth Rollins, who's probably considered one of the best, if not the best in the business or the best in WWE. Why do I not enter? Again, I put you with literally the best manager in probably the history of the business. His resume speaks for himself. That's an upgrade.
Let's think about all the people he fought over the time. Anybody he fought want to join his faction.
What do you mean?
Where he Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker joined him. He did for Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed joined him.
The Bronson Reed thing, I don't see where he fit because it wasn't like he took Rollins out. They were rivals at one point.
Yeah, they were rivals, right?
He joins them.
Right.
Like that's like me saying, I don't beat your ass 100 times. I don't took you out, injured you. But all of a sudden now, me and you working together. Out of nowhere.
Keith.
Go ahead.
You said that like that's never happened.
Yeah, I know it's happened before.
Triple H and Stone Cold.
Yeah.
That's right then and there. That came out of nowhere.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah. I was just trying to figure out, like, when he came back, I was like, well, first of all, when he came back so quickly, and number two, I didn't think I'm like, he joined their group? And I was like, yeah, okay, but that was just interesting the way he joined the group. And then Bron Breakker, when we joined the faction, I was like, now I see why Bron Breakker dropped the Intercontinental Championship.
It makes sense.
I just want to see what the long-term plan is going to be coming out of this.
I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think Seth Rollins, it does anything for Seth Rollins' career. You put him with Paul Heyman. Wow. Okay. Right.
It's not going to have the same effect that when Paul Heyman got with Roman Reigns.
Right.
It's not that same. It's not going to be that same effect. Plus, we've seen Rollins do factions outside of the Shield that were unsuccessful. Remember, he had that run with the AOP and Buddy Matthews. That didn't go well.
Yeah, that didn't go well.
That didn't end well. And then what was another faction? Didn't he have another faction outside of that too?
Who? Seth Rollins?
Seth Rollins. He joined.
Yeah, with APO.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's what I just mentioned. He did AOP, but it wasn't another.
AOP,
didn't he do another one? That was the only one he did was outside of that. But yeah, we'll see where this goes. If the payoff is to make Braun Breaker a bigger star. Because I think what's going to end up happening is that Braun is going to turn on Seth down the road.
Absolutely.
And I think
100%.
And I think they're gonna go the Batista Triple H routes.
Okay.
Where you remember
right.
when Triple H was champ and Batista was like coming after him, and then finally Batista won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And then he had to pick who he's gonna face.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna end up going that route where I think Rollins becomes champion. I think Braun Breaker is gonna be the one that takes the title. Where Bronson Reed is with all that, I don't know yet. It could be Bronson Reed stays with Seth, and then it'd be like him, and it's like, hey, you gotta, in order to get to Seth, you gotta beat me or something like that. It's like it could be the same thing. And I think Bronson Reed goes off on his own after that. I don't know. They could be setting this up like like Danny was saying, they're writing the story out for these next year. So I think. Ultimately, I think Braun Breaker's going to win the Royal Rumble next year.
I don't see why not.
I think he's going to win the Royal Rumble. I see him winning the Royal Rumble, and I think it's going to be him versus Seth at WrestleMania. And I think Breaker wins the title at WrestleMania. I think that's the ultimate. I think that's the ultimate play. I think that's the ultimate payoff.
I can go for that.
I think this was gonna. I think that's ultimately what's going to happen. And then I think Heyman is going to end up leaving Rollins' side.
Yeah, that's temporary.
Yeah, that's definitely temporary. That's why I'm saying they to me they don't have chemistry.
I don't see it, man.
They don't have chemistry to me
because Seth is already established, and it's like it's not about him.
Exactly.
This group is really not even about Seth.
Exactly.
It's not.
He's pretty much guiding them on how to be wrestlers in the ring.
I agree.
How to perform.
I agree.
We'll see what they agree. But let me say, I think we touched on everything. Real quick, NXT. They have their next show coming up on the Great American Bash. What's going on with NXT? This past win, looks like Obafemi's getting ready to get his number one. They have already had the spoilers for next week. I'm not spoiling anything. Y'all can read them. They've already shot NXT for next week. I think because next week is 4th of July, so I think they're giving like the wrestlers a week off or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I do know the spoilers are out there. I'm not posting them. Y'all go read them for yourselves. What happened on next week's NXT? I do know they do have a number one contender. It was Jasper Troy facing
a man from LFG.
Yeah, Anamura. Hey, what you think about Jasper Troy? I like dude, bro. I like dude. I like to. I watched LFG. I didn't know LFG. The second season already started.
Yeah, I think it's Michelle McCool in it.
Yeah, you heard about the shit that went down. You heard Undertaker got his wife to replace Mickie James.
Yeah, I mean,
I read something on it. I don't know the whole story. I need to go back and read it. But that's the reason he had his wife replace Mickie James. There was some shit behind it. But number one, I didn't know LFG had already started. I saw a commercial saying it comes on Sundays at 10. I was like, when did it start? I didn't even know. So I need to go back. But Jasper Troy's my dude. I like dude. He got the charisma. He reminds me of a bit.
That 1765 slave name. I'm like, bro. Jasper, like God.
He got a finisher, Black Hole Slam. Hey, they are high up on Jasper Troy. And it wouldn't surprise me. They make him NXT champion for the end of the year. They're high up on Jasper Troy. The other girl who won it, I ain't seen her. I seen her in the match, one match since. I don't know if she's getting worked on or whatever. But I like Jasper Troy, bro. I definitely like him. I think he definitely has a bright future. Was going for him, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. The NXT North American Champion, I think that's going to end up doing a match of Great American Bash between Ethan Page and Ricky Saints. So I think they're brought over that. NXT right now is kind of in a weird place because everything's going on with TNA, the collaboration. Some of the storylines, I mean, it hasn't been hot as of late. It's kind of like, it's just been basic with the storylines, everything like that, because everybody's being moved up to the main roster now. So they're trying to fill in those spots. So NXT, but like I said, I'll keep everything updated. What's going on? Like I said, that weekend of July 12th is gonna be a busy ass weekend. It's so much going on. You got 4 shows in 2 nights. I'm gonna be busy as hell.
I got 4 shows, and I gotta go to movie to see Fantastic Four. They come out the 11th.
Oh, for real? Oh, so you gotta be. Hey, we all busy that weekend, bro. I got a whole weekend busy, man, because I gotta post content.
But
that's gonna be
busy and everything, man.
That's gonna be a busy ass weekend. But hey, we're gonna wrap it up here, man. Hey, Danny. Thank you, brother, for coming on, man. Hey, we definitely gotta have you on again, man.
Hey, man, look, I'm gonna sit down and talk with kids. We're gonna have a meeting probably tomorrow. We used to do our weekly meeting, like 2 a week, and we always discuss future episodes. We're like, bro, just get ready. I'm giving y'all a shout out. And the invites come through, I'm gonna let you know, like, that's what it is.
Keep us informed, man. Hey, go ahead and plug the show, man. Let them know where they can reach y'all at.
You can find us on all social media platforms at 2fatguys99 at everything at gmail.com. When the email is about ideas for a show, or if you just want to sit back and just kick it with us one time, 2fatguys podcast at tfatguyspodcast podcast 99 on all social media platforms. And please sign on to the TikTok. We be dropping gems on there, a lot of what ifs and a lot of battles we done seen. So check it out. We be good. Shout out to Big Kev. Shout out to Big Nah. Some things cooking up for this year. Season 3 has just started, and it's going to be a problem.
All right, I'm gonna tag y'all and everything, so that way y'all can go ahead and follow them on Instagram and whatever. Like I said, y'all mostly do y'all shows like on Saturday nights?
Yeah, mainly Saturday nights. Every now and then we'll notify if it's gonna be like on a Sunday.
Okay. All right, so they mostly do like their shows on Saturday night, Sunday. Like I said, I try to chime in depending on what they're talking about. I try to chime in, and then sometimes this recent episode I had to get on because y'all were talking about NXT Black and Gold, which is like our personal favorite of our. And matter of fact, I forgot to tell y'all, we actually did a show on that. We did a show on NXT rivalries or NXT matches. We actually did a show on that. God, like what, 3-4 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
And we actually talked about that. So we did a show on that. And we went over our favorite matches, our rivals. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. We're diehard NXT Black and Gold. Like our whole thing was when they used to do the takeovers, we were always like they did the takeover shows on Saturday night, and then they did the main roster show the following night. We always just say, "I top that."
Yeah, you always say that.
Takeovers. When I tell you takeover shows where I still go back when I go to the gym and I'm working out, I go back and watch some of the takeover shows, bro. When I tell you, they put on cinema.
Like I told you, one of my favorite ones is Takeover when Finn Balor came out as a demon, but as Jack the Ripper. When they was in London.
Yeah, when he had the top hat on.
Yes, sir.
One of mine
Bruh.
too. With the chainsaw. Well, did he have the chainsaw too, right?
Not London?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones too.
With it.
Bro, Black. And I got to give a shout out to Sean. Sean was the one. Sean comes on the show every now and then. Sean was the one that actually put me on NXT. I remember when NXT was doing that little competition thing on USA Network. I didn't pay attention to it. I didn't really like it. And then once they got a show, Sean hit me up. Sean said, "Hey, you don't watch NXT?" I was like, "No, I'll be watching that little competition." He said, "No." He said, "No, bro. No. He said, "You got to watch them on the network." I said, "For real?" He said, "They come on Wednesday nights." He said, "Check it out." Man, Sean put me on to that. I've been NXT fan since then. I watched that for an hour, and I watched every NXT when it was on the network at 8 o'clock on Wednesdays for an hour. Sean made me a fan, man. I started watching. I think the first takeover ever I watched was NXT Takeover Dallas. It was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn, yep. And if you let them bring up the characters from NXT, it's like, whew.
Bruh, let me tell you something. I've been a fan ever since then. And the Black and Gold, and I remember getting hyped for the takeovers. And just for the takeover shows were better than the main roster shows. And every match,
100% fact.
Every match told a story.
Like, I think that's why Vince McMahon had them put NXT on Saturdays now with the other pay-per-views.
And I mean, like every match told a story. And I mean, I'm talking about we saw Gargano put on some, bruh. Gargano versus Andrade, Gargano versus Cole, Gargano Ciampa. I mean, the match quality. I mean, you heard the crowd. I mean, it was just it's like every match was good. Like every match was good, and it was only like 5 to 6 matches a show, and they were still good quality matches.
Hey, so, I got a question for my man. I'm sorry, man. Where are you from?
Why?
No, man. You know why I'm asking. Where are you from?
I'm from Baltimore.
I knew it. I knew it. Yes. Yes.
Chris, how could you tell?
Yes. That's what I'm talking. I done finally met a real motherfucking Baltimore nigga. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. I done finally met a real Baltimore nigga. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's right. Chris mentioned something about Baltimore. Didn't you mention something?
Man, I'm sitting there listening to you, and I'm sitting listening to Wave pay-per-view. And now, I'm not laughing at you, nigga. I love y'all motherfucking accent.
Bro, if you pay attention when I be trying to cover it up.
No.
I be trying to cover it up, but anybody be like, no, you can't do it, bro.
I catch on the shit. You're
a die-hard Ravens fan right there.
Absolutely.
I ain't got no beef with you. You in a completely different division. I ain't got no beef with you.
So you from the
DMV? One part of me be like, nah, we our own people, bro.
Man. Hey, there's this dude I follow on Instagram. His name is I think it's D Young. Or something like that. D Young, right? He's a Buffalo Bills fan, but he's from Baltimore.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker be having me cracking up with y'all accent. That shit is, like I said, it's funny the way y'all say y'all R's. Man.
I get it down here all the time. I be saying a word and I be like aura, and they be like, what is that?
Hey, so y'all be like, so it be like, what up, dummy?
But see, the thing with that is, dummy was in a neighborhood in East Baltimore.
Okay.
Like, if you was in that neighborhood, they called each other dummies.
Okay.
So it just wound up spreading. Like, if you was not from the neighborhood, if somebody called you dummy in the neighborhood and you wasn't there, you would get offended.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's how they knew you wasn't from there. But now everybody started saying it. I was like, bro, we don't all say that, bro. Because we know where it came from. Like,
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All
right, so all that slickle there and all. I'm like, what is that, bro? We don't really talk like that. It's just funny to hear it.
But that T U B, that shit is real, right?
Yeah, that's definitely real. That's definitely real.
That shit, man. You
can't
like,
hide it, man. What is your shoes? And I'm like, blue. Yeah, blue.
Hey, you can't hide it, bro. You can't hide it. I see you try, but man, every time you kept saying pay-per-view, I said, bro, nah, hold on, fam. I mean, I kind of figured like not Baltimore, but because everybody they out pieces out in Virginia, and you know what I'm saying. So I mean, y'all all around each other. So I figured you was around the DMV.
Oh yeah.
I figured you was around the DMV, so I was like, okay, he might be from. I thought you may have been from DC. I was hoping you said Baltimore. I ain't gonna lie, I really was.
Truth be told, we don't even rock with them dudes from DC, bro.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
We don't rock. We only respect Wale.
Hey, man. Hey, I gotta come on this show.
I gotta go on this show. Hey, I want to go see Chris, man. Chris came to VA.
Right.
Chris came to VA, met me down the oceanfront and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
We chopped it up, and then Chris is like, when y'all coming out here? A couple years later, I go out to Chicago.
They pulled up.
Meet up, Chris. I got some pictures and everything from the Wrasslin Talk Radio crew and everything. Rest in peace, Cap, man. Our fallen soldier, Cap. Man. Definitely.
Yeah. That's like people from Chicago don't ever say Chirac.
No, that hold on. That's just something that's made up by the young niggas, man. No, you good. That's just something that's made up by the young niggas, man. Like real people don't, the real older people. We ain't call it. We don't like that. We don't like that it's called Chirac. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, 'cause that means war. We like stuff like that, and we know what's going on in the city, but I don't live in the city of Chicago. I actually live in the southwest suburbs. So, but we see what's going on out there and everything like that. But we don't like to be called Chirac. We don't. That's the young dudes do. That's the YNs that call it the rack or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I don't like calling it that. I'm like, all right, bet.
Yeah. So that's all that is. But yeah. So you live in Baltimore?
I was there. I moved to VA during COVID.
Okay, so you was in VA.
Like, you can tell my difference is how I pronounce the people's cities in Virginia.
Yeah.
I get a lot of slack for that.
Okay.
I apologize. I be like Portsmouth and Norfolk. I'm like Portsmouth.
Yeah, I met Dan because Chris, I work with his wife at my job. So yeah, and that's why I met. I told her because I at the end of the at work I always mention my podcast or whatever and everything. And then your wife came to me. She's like, "Hey," she said, "You have a wrestling podcast?" I was like, "Yeah." She said, "My husband, he's on a podcast." She said, "You got to check them out." And everything. She gave me all their contact info, and that's how I ended up getting with them and everything. Dan saw me coming out the job. Hey, tell him about when you saw me coming out the job the other day.
Bro, this man coming out the job, bro. I lie to you not. Like he was getting off the plane from doing a music video shoot, bro. My man had two bags of suitcases, jersey. He had like the Rockefeller chain and the No Limit chain around his neck. I'm like, where's this dude coming from? I know he didn't come
Wow.
And he was like, yo, what up?
I ain't gonna lie. The way you said No Limit chain at first, I thought you were from New Orleans at first. But then once you hit the R's and the B and everything, I said, yeah, I know that's a Baltimore.
Dan saw me coming out the job, iced up. It's like, where you coming from, bro? What kind of job you got?
Yeah, bro. I'm man fresh out of the Jacob store. Like, come on, bro. No, that's not.
He said, what kind of, wait a minute. They must be paying, because I get that all the time. People see me walking in and say, y'all must be paying good up in there. Because
that's why I stopped wearing my Cuban for a while because everybody was like, bro, it's all colorful. How much is that? Like 800. I'm like, nah, I'm not.
I still rock my stuff, bro. I don't even care, bro. I still rock it every day.
I'm not doing that.
Coming to work. They already see me coming to work, signed up, and be like, hey, I'm like, look, I work from home 3 days a week. So when I get to come outside, I'm coming outside. I'm coming outside. I'm lounged up in here in my house working and everything. So when I get to come out, I'm like, hey, let me throw something on, man. Let me just throw something on and everything. Because people be seeing me, like, wait a minute, you dress like that? I'm like, yeah. I was like, that's how I normally dress when they see me.
Yeah, you got to step. You in Virginia Beach, right?
I'm in Virginia. I'm near Town Center. Like right near, you know where Target is over here in Town Center.
Like Pembroke.
That's where I'm where it's the Pembroke area. They call it Pembroke Mall. Pembroke Mall used to be over here, but Pembroke Mall got they shut Pembroke Mall down. But I'm in walking distance. Like I can literally walk across the street to Pembroke Mall. Well, formerly Pembroke Mall. That's where I stay at.
Yeah.
So I'm near like town. When I moved back to the area, I was in Richmond. Like a lot of people know, I was in Richmond for a year. I came back, but I wanted to come back to this particular area because I lived near Town Center when I was here before, and I loved the area so much I wanted to move right back here. So when I was looking for a place, I found a place right near Town Center, and it was perfect because it's like, and then plus from the job, I'm literally like 10 minutes from the job.
Yeah.
Like literally, I can leave my spot around 7:20 in the morning, and I'll pull up at Military Circle at like 7:35. Yeah. So it works. So if I do move, I'm gonna make sure I move somewhere that's near the job.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it works out. So I'm lit. So I have no excuse to be late.
Definitely gotta get you back on the podcast.
Hey, definitely. Hey,
I work from home and still be late. We're
gonna have all y'all on. We definitely gonna have a night where we're gonna get all y'all on, man. We definitely gotta do a collaboration. Hey, I see more shows coming, bro.
Definitely. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna have this meeting tomorrow. He already in the text me talking about we gotta have a meeting tomorrow. We're about Q's. I'm like, yep.
Yeah, we're gonna have
You already know.
we're gonna have some meetings ourselves and everything because we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do as well. We want to do some more stuff with the podcast as well. But yeah, definitely, hey, y'all let us know, man. Hit us up, man. Definitely hit us up, man, and keep showing love. We're gonna show love for y'all, man. We definitely, like I said, if y'all got a podcast out there and y'all want me to advertise y'all or whatever, let me know. It's all about showing love, man. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be better than anybody else. I'm not trying to put nobody else down. Hey, I show love for everybody, man. Hey, it's all about us all coming together and everything. And I know everybody and their mama try to do a wrestling podcast and everything. I'm like, hey, more power to you and everything. It's just like, hey, I had a vision 5 years ago. And actually, I'll go back because me and Lucas we started.
That's what you tell them, though.
See what?
They can have their podcast.
Yeah.
They got a wrestling podcast. We had wrestling conversations.
There you go. Me and Lucas had the Kings of Wrestling podcast, but our schedules never worked together. So we ended up shutting it down. But when COVID happened, I was like, we ain't got nothing else to do. We can't go nowhere. Everything is shut down. I said, as long as wrestling's still going on, I was like, you know what? Let's do this. Let me fire the podcast up. So I came up with a name. My homeboy Sean, I'm giving Sean a lot of shout outs tonight. Sean had his logo. I said, Sean, you know anybody that does a logo? Sean said, I'm gonna put you in touch with my homeboy. Homeboy got back to me about 3 days later, sent me the Wrasslin Talk Radio pod. He sent me the logo. He did 2 logos for me. He did the one with the background with the ring, and he did it without. Got the logo done. I went out and got some equipment. There you go. The rest is history. The rest is history.
Yeah,
and I was like,
I'm proud of y'all, bro. I'm proud of y'all. Like, every time it pop up on my YouTube, I be like, let me log in. Go right on my P5 and just look at it. Like, look at him.
Yeah, you got to go back and watch some of the old shows, bro. We've had some classic shows, bro. You got to go back. Yeah. But we've had some funny ass shows from back in the day.
Yeah, we've had some shows, man, where you was like, bro, how are y'all still able to broadcast this shit?
We had a show where I got Kev cuts me out on the show. He cuts me out because I went to WrestleMania 41, then they tell him. Well, not 41, 40.
I'd have cussed you out too.
When they were in Philly, I went.
Are y'all still friends?
Huh?
Are y'all still friends? Because
I'll
cut you off.
We've been friends from college, bro.
Oh, y'all go way back. I met Chris and them through a group. We've known each other for almost 6-7 years. And I was another friend.
It's been longer than that, Keith.
So,
it's longer than that. It's 2025. We all got in that wrestling group 2014.
Wow. My homeboy shot
6-7 years, bro. 6-7 years, what?
Okay. My bad. Trey, my homeboy Trey, aka Psycho Killer. He the one. I was always talking about Ray. Trey put me in the group. Trey put us in the group and everything, and then I started seeing Chris and Lucas. They were making comments, and I was like, "Hey, these dudes is funny as hell." And I was just commenting on their status and everything, and then next thing you know, boom, it clicked. We all became friends just like that. They started sending me. I woke up the next morning. I had a friend request from Lucas. I had a friend request from Chris.
We're not gonna act like Chris ain't over here being Batman at the moment, bro.
No, I'm putting my kids to sleep, bro. So I apologize. I'm still here.
Well, no, you good, bro.
Yeah, Chris. Hey, Chris's kids have made it so many appearances on the show. It's not even funny.
Yeah, man. My kids been on this show for ever since it's been up. So
it just messed me up at first. 1 minute he was walking with the jersey on, then a light flash to give him the camera going. He was in the car.
Then you gotta know. Man, that's why you need to go back and watch other shows because if you know, I'm used to this. I'm used to this. I
do the show here. I do the show there. I do the show anywhere.
Chris will do the show from the toilet.
Okay.
I've never did that yet.
No sound effect.
He would do it if he had to.
No,
Chris has done the show everywhere. Chris has been with me since day one. Like Chris was there for the pilot episode all the way up to now.
Yeah.
I think Chris has missed only probably like a handful of episodes, bro. Chris is pretty
I can count on one hand how many shows I've missed.
Yeah, Chris has been pretty much there. Lucas has been there for almost every other show and everything. So it's like, and that's why that's Chris. That's why I said we're saving the anniversary show. We have Lucas on. I said I owe that to y'all. I didn't want to do the anniversary.
Oh yeah, I'll be available.
Yes, so I wanted to say the anniversary. We will do an anniversary show coming up and everything, and I think we'll probably do that in this couple.
My son last week, right?
Say what?
Remember you met my son last week on the show?
Yeah.
So when I first met Kevin, Dan was like 3. And he ran around the college because he had to go to the bathroom. And he bumped right into this tall dude who walked around with a title, the WWE belt in his hand every day in college. And he just stood there and looked, and that's the only way I caught him. He was standing looking up at this tall guy and pointing. I just grabbed him like, boy, come here. And that's when I met Kev right then and there. We were cool ever since.
Wow. That's crazy.
2011. That was 2011.
Wow. So let me ask y'all a question. I don't know I'm going on and on. What started let me ask you this question. What made y'all do the Two Fat Guys podcast? How did that come about?
Well, it started from he got ideas from his friends he should do a show. And I got ideas from my friends, but this is before we actually link. And it was every day on the train, we get on, I'm like, bro, we gotta do something at the graduation. And he was like, hit me up, I'm ready. So life hit, and life hit me hard at one point. And I was like, dude, something's going on. Because I'm getting this urge to create more. Because on the side, I'm a graphic designer on the side. So I'm getting this urge to do more things. Like, I should do a podcast. Because I'm always talking about flipping the stories and the wrestling and all this other stuff like I did earlier. And then I hit him up like, we should do a clothing line. We got the whole clothing line bit, had the money for it, but COVID hit, we had to shut it all down. Man, they started talking about wrestling. We did it off of Instagram Live. I mean, on Facebook Live for like the first good, on our phones for like the first good month. Just to see how it was going to go. And that first viewing, we had like 600 people looking at it. We was like, I don't even know 600 people, bro. Where the people coming from? And it was just like, hey, we like to show y'all raw. Everything's happening. Like literally, my wife was walking past the kitchen, seeing me talking. Like it was just there. And we just kept it. Wanted to come with a new name for it that fit the show, Two Fat Guys Podcast. It's just sometimes I get in trouble because I take it a little bit too far. I'll talk about Trump quick. And now everybody's mad at me because I told them, I said, Diddy's gonna come home. They're not gonna have all them charges. He's gonna come home. Everybody was like, how you figure that? Like, don't worry about it. He's gonna come home.
Hey,
and then I'm
you
in the
like
gym.
me.
I'm in the gym.
Saying, motherfucking Diddy coming home. Motherfuckers don't want to listen to me.
I'm in the gym. I'm looking at CNN, and they was like, "Yeah, they dropped 8 charges against Diddy." I was like,
"Yeah,
we mad now.
We getting the Diddy album in 2026, y'all."
Yeah, you can't get arrested for being a freak.
And that's pretty much what it is. The only thing that okay, you out there for whooping women. I've always believed that a man with power, he whooping bitches up. So
but this was the thing.
But he was on trial for being a freak.
This is why he's getting off. Is because of her.
Yeah.
And not even just her, it's her husband. Her husband used to work for Diddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Around the same time she was with Diddy. First of all, if I know my girl was doing that, there's no in the world we're not going to do that. You feel me? You're not going to sit up and say, I don't do that anymore. That's cap. You're doing it every night.
Yeah, I don't, but hold on. And then for him to come out with that little press conference saying, I support it. Whoo! Hey,
right.
Listen.
You did all of that, and just to find out, Diddy had text messages saying she apologized. She was the one that spit on him in the hotel room and slapped him, and he chased her in the hallway and beat her.
Hold on. And then let's start talking about how she said her husband was calling her while she was getting clapped.
Yeah.
So she was going back cheating on the nigga.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a good guy. Because he's gonna accept, boy, you accepted your woman was cheating and get her mouth pissed in?
But then you turn around and look like, I apologize for what I did last night. I just called the escorts, you know what I mean? we're gonna have fun. And Diddy like, yo, I don't even know. She told me I got 3 on the way now. Yo, the court like, wait a minute, why we charging him for this? You volunteering of the baby oil. The baby oil is in her name. And then again, he had stock in Johnson & Johnson. So when you got
I really didn't believe
that,
I really didn't believe the 1,000 bottles of baby oil until I saw the pictures.
and then
that's
but
wild.
my thing is, nobody's seen all these boxes coming in.
All right, come on.
Nobody's seen all these boxes of Johnson & Johnson coming in.
If I'm living next door to you and I start seeing bottles, I'm like, I'm that nosy neighbor. I'm like, I gotta go over there and ask. I'm like,
My man was getting those baby oils in bulk.
But the thing is, and the jokes back in the day when Steve Harvey mentioned baby oil, when the pornos be having the baby oils on them.
Oh man,
you feel me?
Right.
It was all good. We can watch it on TV.
What do
when
we have here?
When they get too close to personal, everybody be like, hold up now. I mean, did he just need to come out and just say he bisexual and call it a day?
Man, no, did he just he a freakazoid. He like men and women and all that extra stuff. I think that's what he didn't want coming out, that he likes.
He didn't want it coming out.
That's it. Okay, that's it. But everybody, I'm sorry, everybody, they call it victim. It's not victim shaming when she's showing you she's a willing participant.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the sad part about it is, even with her coming out saying she's a willing participant, you still got some saying, "Oh, she was forced to say she was a willing participant. Oh, she was forced to order the other escorts and shit." You still got people still trying to absolve her from that shit, and that's what's pissing me off.
Yeah, she's the main reason why he's getting off.
Yeah,
she's the main reason, because you should have took the money, that $30 million, and never showed up to court.
Yeah, but you know what? Guess what? You know, that's why her husband is willing to look past everything, that he getting that bread.
Listen, like I said before, as fine as she is, if ever told me that that's what you was doing, there's no way. I'm gonna give you a bit. What's the escort number? Because I'm tired. I need somebody to tap in.
The nigga's name was the Punisher.
Oh yeah, you can go get the Punisher. You can go get Green Lantern. You can get all of them, bro. You can go get all of them, bro. Tapping in. I'll watch. Go ahead, do your thing. Go ahead. Get a cup of popcorn. Do your thing. Don't forget the left side. You know what I mean? You feel me?
Y'all wildin', man. We don't went a whole different direction. We should come with it. Let me see if my show's still gonna be up here tomorrow when I log into YouTube.
Hey man, I gotta go
ahead. I'll be like, hey, don't
y'all
nice
watch meeting you, my boy.
Show.
Hey, I gotta head out, my boys. It was nice meeting you, man. I finally got to meet somebody from Baltimore. That's what I'm talking about. Hey man, send me the link so I can check out the podcast, man. I would definitely want to interact, man. I got you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you as always, man. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you, my boy. I'll holler at you in the chat.
I'll holler at you in the chat, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, Dan, we're going to wrap this up, man. Thank you, brother, for coming on, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Hey, I had a good time, man. I was definitely excited going into this, man. I was like, hey, I was hyped. I got home with it. I said, let me get everything set up. I was like, let's go. I was ready for this show, bro. I was like, yeah, it's rare that we get a guest, man. That's why I get hyped, because I always tell people, I'm like, y'all are more than welcome to come on the show. Just ask. I don't ever turn people down.
I have no problem with it. I'm like, I don't mind you. See, we are so picky about who we let on the show, because some people, they don't know how to act. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I tell people all the time, I'm like, hey, keep it real. I'm like, you gotta, and my crew, everybody who knows the show previously, Chris and Lucas, you're gonna debate. You better be ready, because Chris and Lucas they come ready. You better don't sit here and say, hey, so-and-so is better than so-and-so. You better have a 12-page paper ready to go explain why your opinion is better than theirs, because they can sit there and counter everything that you have to say. And that's why I love having them. That's why I love having them on, because they are definitely good. And it's like, it's good to have them because they're wrestling fans. Like they're not just sitting here and they just don't sit here and just watch. We're wrestling fans. Like we watch the shit and we know, and that's why it's good to have them on the show and everything. So it's like either that or I'll just be sitting here talking to myself for 2 hours.
Right. And to be honest with you, I appreciate the fact that I'm on the show because this is my first show I've been on since outside the podcast.
I've been on maybe 2 other people's other shows and everything, and I'll be chopping it up and everything. I'm mostly and then everybody was asking because originally I was going to do this show and I was supposed to do a sports show. I never got the sports show off the ground because I actually had a sports show a long time ago. Probably it was called the Overtime Sports Show. I had it back in 2011, 2012. It was called Overtime Sports Show. My homeboy Fuego was the one that I was the host. And he kind of produced the show. Something went down. I'm not gonna go into the whole story. It's getting late. Something went down. I said something I wasn't supposed to say. It pissed off a lot. I made a video. I pissed off a lot of people. It was my own pipe bomb video. And I was told not to do it. I did it anyways. And I didn't realize how many people I pissed off when I made it. And pretty much the show came to a close. The show was revived after I lost it for a short time, and then it just went away. And I wasn't the host of it. It was the show came back without me on it because of what I did. And it just kind of fell apart after that. But I was going to do a sports show after I got this show off the ground. I was like, let's do this. And I told Chris and Lucas, I said, well, I want to do a sports show. But thing about it is just when the pandemic happened and we got so much into this show, I still want to do a sports show, but I'm kind of focused on this right now. And I like where this is going. So I'm kind of that's why I really kind of shut down any. Everybody, I've actually had people push me to do one, but I haven't got there yet.
Nah, you good, bro.
Yeah, it's there.
Because technically this is a sport, so you're already doing it.
So what?
Technically this is a sport. You're already doing it.
I'm already doing it, but I was talking about football. We're all football and basketball fans or whatever, but it's kind of it's so many sports podcasts, and it's I didn't want to touch it. Plus, I'm kind of dedicated to this right now. Yeah. So that's why I really didn't want to do anything. I didn't really want to do the sports show because it's I kind of like where this is going. So it's and I'm easier for me to because with sport, it all depends because I'm not trying to do 2 pages at one time. It's already going to be hell. And I'm already watching. I tell you like this: if there was only WWE, if mine is AEW, Ring of Honor, and everything else, if there was just WWE, I would do it. Right. Because I can just focus on one, and that's it. But since there's so much wrestling going on, it's hard to do. So the sports show, maybe down the line, I might do it if I have free time or whatever. But right now, especially when basketball season starts and I coach, because I do coach, I can't do it. I can't do it. When basketball season and everything, I kind of I'm locked in for 5 months. I can't do anything else. See what?
You coach football too?
I don't coach. I used to coach football. I stopped coaching football. I couldn't do it. I coach basketball. It's just with football, it got too much for me trying to go from back because I didn't really get a break because I was coaching football and basketball. And I was busy from late August all the way through March. And I needed a break. And I did that for 3 straight years.
What's the name of the team?
Huh?
What's the name of the team?
I coached, it was the Bulldogs. This was way back. I stopped coaching football almost 10 years.
Your basketball team. What's the name of it?
Basketball, we was Ohio State. I coach age 6 and 7.
What league? Is it a league?
Courthouse League in Virginia Beach. I've been coaching the Courthouse League for over 7 years now.
Bro. Courthouse League, off of Princess Anne Boulevard?
It's off it's really hard to see where it's based off of Princess Anne. Yeah. We play our games though at CTEC. Burnett Elementary. We practice at Burnett Elementary. Sometimes we have games at Three Oaks Elementary, Princess Anne Elementary is where we play most of our games at.
Bro, you buy my job.
For real?
Yeah, I'm out there by London Bridge and Rosemont in that area.
You're right around where we play our games at, man. The only thing about it, coach, at 8, 6, and 7, all of our games are at like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. I hate that shit.
Yeah, I mean,
hey,
if y'all need jersey designs, you just let me know, man.
Well, they give us uniforms.
For what?
They give us uniforms by the league. So when you pay a registration, I believe the registration fee for kids is like $65, and then they give you a shirt. And then now they said with the shirts, we're allowed to. Now, if you want to, I can tell. When I talk to the parents, if you want to put their names on the back of the shirts, I can holler at you about that. I can holler at you. Now they said we can't render anything to the numbers or something like that because the referees have to be able to see their numbers on the back of their jerseys or whatever. I got my own custom coach shirt. I got that, but I may holler at you to do my own custom because I may want to do a different shirt for the upcoming season.
Okay, we'll rap about it.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely rap about that. I may have to have you do a custom strap. Plus, I may need more of these.
I can hook up with Big Knock.
Yeah,
Big Knock can do it.
See what?
Big Knock did this one.
For real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna holler at y'all and everything. I'm gonna holler at him too because I want him to do more of these shirts. Because what I want to do, I want to do a store where we start selling Wrasslin Talk Radio merchandise. So I kind of want to get that because I want to start doing merch for the show so people can have like shirts and stuff like that. Because Chris got a shirt. I actually had. I wish I would have known y'all years ago when I went to Chicago. I went and made shirts for everybody on the crew, and when we went to Chicago, I gave everybody shirts.
You know what? Before you talk to now about that, I'm gonna talk to you about that later on. So,
okay.
Yeah,
we'll definitely talk. I'll talk some business with y'all because I definitely want to get some more shirts done and everything and stuff like that. So that way, everybody in the crew can have shirts. And I definitely want to do the store. I'll definitely look to expand a lot. I've been talking to my sister about a whole lot what I want to do with the podcast.
It'll work. It'll work out.
All right.
It'll work.
Look, we still talking. We on the show, bro. We still talking. Let me wrap this up, though. We see it. Hey, we've been on here for 2 hours. We've just been talking about everything. Show been over for like over an hour.
For a good minute.
All right, man. Hey, thank you for coming on, man. Hey, we about to sign out. Hey, as y'all, he already plugged in it. Just go back and watch it, y'all. He already plugged. I'm not gonna have y'all do it again. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, Facebook, like us on X, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and like I said, if you ever want to be on the show, I'm here. Let me know. Hit me up, wrasslingtalkradio@gmail.com. You can message me on Instagram because I got 2 Instagram pages, my own personal Instagram and then Wrasslin Talk Radio. Y'all can message me on there. If you ever want to come on, chop it up. You got a category you want to talk about, everything, I'm open. Me and my crew, we're open. Hey, send me suggestions. We always do. We used to do like top 5 and everything, but we're open to anything. Give us a topic and everything. We'll talk about it. Come on the show, chop it up with us and everything like that, So, but definitely. But hey, Dan, thank you again, bro. We having you back on.
Huh?
We having you back on. We having you back. You coming. You and your boy are coming on. We definitely gonna have y'all on because I want to have y'all on when Lucas is on and everything because I want you to meet Lucas too. But hey, we definitely gonna have y'all on for future shows, man.
Appreciate it. I'm with it.
All right, Fly. We out of here, man. But as we always say here at Wrasslin Talk Radio, we're not just wrestling fans. We're wrestling fans. Till next time. Hey, 5-year anniversary show coming soon. Details coming soon. I will let y'all know sometime in July. Stay tuned for that, and I will fill y'all in that. We are out of here. Y'all have a good one. Good night, y'all.
Peace.